Welcome to Dungeons and Chickens, the podcast where chickens fight back. Episode 19.
19, almost 20.
Almost 20, almost there. So, last time, our heroes found themselves traveling after engaging in combat with one of the Steelfist Legion's officers and trapping him basically in a cavern for now.
We'll check on him later.
For the foreseeable future. Um, and then they proceeded to travel across the land and encountered some sentient tree monsters on the southeast of the foreboding bogs. And after chopping them down and cutting them down a peg, those are both those are two puns, and I'm proud of them. They continued down the way and noticed that Droda is seemingly under siege by the Steelfist Legion, as Aurora and Delilah both cunningly pointed out that they noticed Steelfist Legion glints of the armor that they've seen recently from the ruins on the horizon, and they saw a number of ballistas and catapults being fired into the town and just causing general mayhem, and smoke is rising out of the town causing by fires. Now, since you're just basically just coming over the crest of the hill, you are not able to make a ton of more details than that, but you guys are basically on a hilltop, and you are seeing this destruction firsthand below you guys. I would say maybe like 300 feet from you total. So you're pretty close to the town, but far away enough that you can't make out any huge details.
300 feet, aka the range of Delilah's Eldritch Blast.
Well.
All right, so if we
Now the turns have tabled.
so if there's a fight, we're just going to leave Delilah up here. You just be like pew pew from above.
If I can hit it.
Get the quarterstaff, just hold it up like a sniper rifle.
All right. So, out of character, we've got a big decision to make, because the way I see it, we've kind of got three, unless anyone else can think of a different way of doing it. I see we have kind of three options. Option one would be the obvious one. We could just, roll down the hill. How you roll is up to you. And just jump straight into helping the army in Droda to fight off the Steelfist Legion, and just basically join in the fight and risk how dangerous a fight that might be. Option two is we could maybe try and stealth our way in. I don't know what we would be stealthing in to do, whether we'd be planning to kind of stay stealthy but take out a few guards here and there, or just try and get what supplies we can and get out. Or option three is, considering that the whole reason why we came to Droda was to, just see if we could maybe find an orc or someone from the Droda army that can maybe sneak us into Felgon. Well, maybe this might be the distraction we need. We could just basically leave Droda to continue the fight, and use this as a distraction to hopefully sneak into Felgon. But that's presuming that there isn't still Steelfist Legion soldiers on guard at the crossing. I don't know what you guys. Let's start with you, Bunny. What do you reckon would be? What do you reckon would be best, and what do you reckon Alora would do when presented with those options?
It's a bit of a tough one, really, because all of them have very bad, they have very bad disadvantages. It's we go in, we fight, we die. We go in, we stealth, we could also die. We leave, but then loads of other people die.
Where would with your sort of backstory, how obviously Alora, that Ashenland is your homeland. I appreciate you've had a bit of a bad experience with the religious side of the Ashenland, to say the least.
Bad experience.
Yeah, it's a bad experience, just like a bad dream.
Yeah, just leave it a negative Yelp review.
What would your sort of allegiance be? Would would Alora be overly upset or guilty to leave the
No.
occupants of Droda to be hurt?
I don't think she cares, honestly.
That bad,
It
eh?
sounds bad. It sounds bad, but like she's a little selfish. But like not like to be like nasty and stuff, but she's just kind of like out for herself and like maybe the people that she cares about. She doesn't really have any connections to like or any like devotions, I guess,
Okay.
in Ashenland anymore. So I guess she doesn't really care too much. You know, like saving people's lives is something that she is passionate about, but you know, if it's her life or others, then I think she might choose to live.
Okay. And so of your three preferences there, do you reckon the one that Alora would probably more likely be up for would be to basically just leave it and use it as a distraction to carry on with our main mission?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Delilah? What's your like in real life thinking? What would Delilah do? I keep saying Delilah
Every time.
every time.
This is a bit of a tough one for me as a player because I would count myself, Rhea, to be of chaotic good alignment. So myself as a player, if I was there, I'd be like straight in, like, oh yeah, we gotta help these people. But Delilah isn't like that. But she likes to gain as much knowledge as possible. So in my eyes, I feel like Delilah would want to get a better understanding of the situation to see if there's anything that this could possibly give us an advantage for. For example, as you said, we could enter Failgone because we now can see a large gathering of forces, which may mean that we could enter Failgone a lot easier. However, there could still be things in Droda that could help us. So I think Delilah would want to get a better handle of the situation and what Droda looks like before making that decision.
Okay, so you'd be maybe of the play of maybe trying to sneak up a bit closer, get some more information before we make a decision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. And then as for myself, so Lyris seeing this situation, obviously I am a very logical thinker with Lyris. You know, I've quite often made decisions in this campaign about, you know, the greater good, as it were. You know, what is our actual quest? Let's not lose track of what we're trying to do here. And you know, if we die in Droda in between a civil fight, you know, then that could potentially be the fate of the entire continent destroyed if we don't carry out our mission. But what's going to be clouding Lyris's judgment a little bit here is the fact that, one, you know, I am neutral good. I've got to I want to stand up for the you know, the people of Droda, even though I don't know them. I believe that all life is sacred, and I don't, you know, I want to save them. But also, I think what's really clouding Lyris's judgment here is that even though I am a paladin, I have a natural hatred of the Steelfist Legion, and that can quite often pull me away from my my logical thinking. So I'll be honest, right now in this situation, Lyris is very much wanting to do something about the situation. Lyris is going to take some convincing to walk away from this one. Okay, so actually in roleplay then, roleplay. Just getting into Lyris mode. All right.
Oh my god! I've just suddenly decided I don't care about anything. I've just become Delilah.
All right, so obviously I didn't actually see any of this. I might have seen a little bit of smoke or something, but I'm assuming that Obviously, Delilah and Laura would have told me this from their amazing perception rolls.
Yeah, Wywish would have seen initially. You would have seen the ballistas, and you would have seen Droda on fire. You would not have seen glinting of armor or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we need to get down there. We need to do something. We can't morally just stand by and watch what this happens. Droda is the main checkpoint for the Ashenland. If the Steelfist Legion get through here like they did in the past, then they will just completely roll through the Ashenland, and this will be a barren wasteland by the time Steelfist Legion are done. There won't be any prisoners of war. We need to get down there and do something.
Well, first of all, I think that you need to calm the fuck down. Making a rash decision will only get us killed. We've got to think about all the people that are in Droda. We have to think about ourselves as well. This isn't our primary objective. So I think that it would be best for us to get closer, but we should definitely be observing things from afar. And if, maybe there is something that we can do that could turn the tides in our favor. But Lyris, this is not our primary concern. We need to be getting into Failgone first.
Lyris kind of takes a few deep breaths. You're right. I need to think rationally here. Okay, yeah, let's get a little bit closer, see what we can see. Maybe there's some way that we can just make minor differences that might turn the tide. Maybe we could like sabotage some of the trebuchets or something, But yeah, let's get a little bit closer and see what we can see.
I can definitely get closer myself. I have a wonderful gift from the benevolent Shah.
You say that as if she's listening.
Oh, she's always listening. So I could get closer without being seen.
Okay. Can I roll a perception check, Dry Bones? Because you said about 300 feet. I want to see if there's
what are you trying to look for?
I want to look to see if there's any bushes or tree lines or anything that we could move up to as a group pretty stealthily. What my thought is that all three of us could move a little bit closer, and then when we get to the point where it is just simply it's just a green field in between us and the front line. At that point, we'll let Delilah go off by herself in stealth mode. But I want to see if we can get as close as possible, because I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, Rhea's stealth only has a small amount of time duration. So ideally, I want to get as close as possible before she has to use that.
Okay, so you're checking, just to be clear about this, you're checking for like the surroundings of the town, the entire town, basically, and just seeing like what's around it, what kind of cover there is.
More specifically, so from where we are now and the closest part of the town, so like directly between us and the closest part of the town, if there's any bushes, shrubbery, anything that we can use as cover, so that if we were to go up to that now, we're not going to be alerted. Something we can just sneak a little bit closer to.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check for me then.
10. A neutral roll to start the day.
Looking around in front of the gap, looking at the gap between you and the town, you can see that because the Ashenlands is in fact a primary, it has a lot of dense forest life. You can see that when going up to Droda, there actually is a fair decent amount of trees and bushes and stuff that you can easily get through. Laura, you in particular would know about all this foliage and cover, because that's how you survived up until this point. So,
she got that insider knowledge in it.
Yeah. So, Delilah, Delilah and Lyris and even Laura, you can all tell that it's fairly, I wouldn't say it's like dense rainforest, but there's a scattering of trees enough that it would give you more cover than it would for obviously an open field.
Okay. So unless anyone wants to intervene and tell us different, as a group of three, then can we please try and stealthily move forward to the closest basically we want to get as close to Droda and what's going on as possible before we have to like start actually using invisibility or anything like that. So we just want to move forward tree by tree, like, you know, on our tippy toes to get as close to the action as possible while still actually being hidden behind the odd tree here and there, so we can get a better idea.
I would like to double check with DM about my spell. I've had this spell since literally day one. You gave this to me for my Pact of Shah. It doesn't specify how many times I can use this spell. It doesn't say whether I get it back after a short rest or a long rest, or whether it's like an invocation in which I can cast it
as many times as you want.
as many times as I like. Yeah.
So yeah, because it's an invocation. I'm gonna say off the cuff because I can be checking while you guys are doing your stealth. But I'm pretty sure invocations can be just used at will, because the way the invocations can work in times is they basically can give you cantrips, and so that's how warlocks get a lot of cantrips. And in this case, I think it would give you the invisibility cantrip. So you would cast it and you would have invisibility, and then when it runs out, you could cast it again. So it's kind of like there would be a period where you would have to go and cast it again. So you would not be invisible in that period, but you can just cast it again.
Okay, so we're saying that Cloak of Shadows is essentially an Eldritch invocation.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Obviously, if you ever tell me like I'm not going to let you cast it now, I'm not going to be like, oh, but you said I could do this. I really I don't. It's totally fine. For the story. So yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify that one. Okay. Well, I won't cast it yet, but I will. I guess that we're all going to sneaky beaky our way down.
Yeah, just to get a bit closer before we have to do the real sneaking.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Ria. So yeah, it says I just looked it up and said you can Eldritch invocations can be basically are infinite, but they have to. But you have to respect casting time, components, etc. But I don't believe it has any. So
it doesn't say anything about components or that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say for casting time, it'd probably just be a few seconds. But
I'm gonna pop it
otherwise,
into the chat just so that you can see it and that viewers on YouTube can see it, and the information that's been given.
yeah. So it's basically because cantrips are 6 seconds. So, so basically that's just giving you a cantrip that you can use over and over again. So, but yes, you're correct.
So you can keep basically you can keep using it as much as you want, but there will be a moment where you are visible in between each 6 seconds you cast it.
Yes.
I haven't used Cloak of Shadows since
episode 1.
We were in Aspecia.
The desert.
And
Yeah,
I
I remember you
to
used
go
that.
down the
That's
dune.
right, and go to those 2 guards card in the cave entrance. God, that takes me back.
Yeah, because I used
I remember that,
above them as well, and
Good
I did like a
times.
puff of sparks to distract them, and then gave you the advantage.
Good
Wow,
times.
yeah, that was a while ago. That was
just
that was with Arthur.
Just for reference as well, Drybones. Now, those watching and listening to this episode, they, for them, this episode is going to be coming out like near the end of July, so it's going to be like it would make sense. But Drybones, our DM, is actually going away for a month, so we've pre-recorded some of these episodes. Me and Rhea have said that in this month where you're gone and we're not going to be doing any recording, we're likely going to use that time, and we're probably going to watch back every episode so far just to kind of like just refresh our memory of some of the conversations and stuff we've had ages ago, because it's been almost a year since we started.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
our 1 year anniversary is coming up in September, I think.
we need to make sure that we'll have to make sure that an episode goes live on that day. Anyway, back to the picture. So yes, Drybones, are we able to please all move forward as much as possible while still keeping within cover of these trees to try and get a better view?
Yeah, you can surely try. Go ahead. Everybody go ahead and roll a group stealth check for me, please.
Group stealth check.
Surely try.
And I'm going to be nice and say that, so I wanted to ask you real quick. So do you guys, how do you guys want to go about Salem in this instance? Do you want to just like
tie him to a tree?
Tie her to a tree?
Tie her to a tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
best.
easy enough. You find a dead tree.
It's okay though. I think the majority of us passed.
Me and my clunking armor.
Millie got a 19. I got a 15, and then it
2.
goes up. So Millie actually got 24, and I got a 16.
That's barely a pass. So,
Okay.
Alora and Delilah, you are overly confident that you are able to sneak through this foliage. Alora, you are a master at this point at sneaking through foliage, especially with the time that you've had here. So you recognize pretty much everything about the terrain, about the Ashenlands. Almost nothing surprises you at this point. And you are although you guys do have a certain marching order, at points, Lyris, Alora actually steps in front of you and like kind of just, like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do something like this, and kind of just goes in front of you and then like shows you how to move across or something, like without being stealthy.
I just imagine it's like
Um,
one of those cartoons where like everyone's walking in a line being sneaky, and then the one bastard at the back is just like making loads of noise, and the front two turn around. Shh.
yeah, yeah. So those two, Delilah and Alora, are moving very stealthily, very quiet. Lyris, you are having a difficult time with your armor and the clanks that go along with it. You don't have plate armor, so luckily you don't have a disadvantage to stealth checks. But you do have heavy armor, and this armor, while you're trying to move stealthily through the forest, it's not working out for you. And so you step, and then it's like the metal plates hit each other, and just all of this, it all basically just comes together in a way that of like Alora's basically backseat driving you guys, and Delilah is moving, holding her own, and while Lyris is kind of stumbling over himself a little bit and being a bit loud.
Cool.
But you have a feeling that whenever you get to your final position, wherever you guys end up, that you are relatively, but you can assume you are unseen.
Cool. So rough, just to kind of build the picture. You said that we were 300 feet away from the edge of Droda at the time. So roughly, how far away are we now? And can we roll perception checks to now see if we can see, just in more detail what's going on?
So if you said you're going towards the tree line of like you're going from tree line to line until you get close enough to the village, like
Yeah.
just to get a general sense, I'm gonna say the trees you're at are like 60 feet away from the first building of
Okay.
Droda. Now, if you guys want to make a perception check for me, like you just said, to inspect the surroundings, feel free.
Are we all doing perception?
Yeah. Can we do
Those who want to look around and perceive, you can perceive.
Yeah, we'll all look around the trees and have a little look. Damn, Rhea and Bunny coming out the higher rolls today.
22.
Yeah, 14, 22, and 13 for the podcast.
All right, so pretty high rolls for that round.
Yeah, watch us get into a fight and not do those rolls.
Guaranteed it'll happen.
So with all those rolls, all of you are able to perceive the clanking of metal armor running through the streets, but you're also hear a large amount of sort of you hear like basically like heaves and grunts and you hear like the large clanks of metal as like large impacts of like like axes on shields against swords, all these kinds of things are just colliding in the streets. And you see back and forth through the city, you can see like it's basically like a hands-on combat. And you see orcs with large like great axes just going in and swinging and attacking the Steelfist Legion soldiers who have the shields. And some like you'll see like one of the orc soldiers will go and hit the shield, and then the Steelfist soldier will like repel it, but then the orc comes back and then he just goes and just cleaves the Steelfist Legion soldier's head off.
Nice.
And then like the Steelfist Legion soldiers will then just like group up and then like get like three people, and then they stab that that orc, like three people stab that orc at once in like the stomach, and he just falls over.
Overkill.
And it's continuous motion at this point, but that is the general thing you can see in like through the buildings. I will say it was a higher DC, and you're able to notice less, even though you guys generally rolled high. You guys look kind of cracks, and that's what you're able to see through those cracks in buildings.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody remember the name of that orc that we encountered like a while ago with that goblin?
I will
Boblin
find
the goblin.
Oh, the one that had the pigs?
Yeah, that we bought Salem from.
Off the top of
I
my
don't
head,
remember
no.
his
But
name.
where are we
I
going
don't
with this
think to be
first?
here, but I was so excited. I
Dargon.
was like, what's that? Sorry.
Dargon.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Okay,
I doubt he's here, but
question. Alora or Delilah, I forget what spells you guys have. Do either of you have any form of disguise spell or anything where you can change form?
Well,
I
have.
did, but I swapped out.
No. That's all right, it
have
happens.
something that could maybe
So-
be nice if my voice didn't fail me.
I have two initial plans that have come to mind. I'm going to throw by you both and see if we can actually, but this relies on what spells you guys have. So let me know if either of these would work with you guys. So my first thought is, could we potentially, we have obviously seen a Steelfist Legion officer who we locked down in the ruins. If one of you could potentially somehow imitate them, I don't know if you have a disguise spell or something like that, we could maybe try and pretend to be that officer, run up to find the officer we could go down to Droda, find the Steelfist Legion officer who's currently commanding this fight, and basically pretend to be this officer that's like, oh my gosh, we've just been ambushed by loads of orcs over by the ruins, and basically trying and convince them to stop attacking Droda and go over towards the ruins, which, okay, isn't going to kill them, but it will save Droda for now. Option 2, if that's not available, is obviously I want to try and maybe even up the fight a little bit. So I'm thinking of considering you two both have your good range on your fireballs and Eldritch Blast and stuff, I wonder, can any of us, I know we have spells that sometimes put up illusions and stuff. I was wondering, could we put some form of illusion of a bush or a tree line or something in front of us whilst the other person fires through it to try and basically try and do some sneaky fireballs and stuff when that they can't see where it's coming from at the trebuchets or groups of Steelfist Legion soldiers and anything like that.
Okay, bear in mind that most of those spells, if not all of them, will be costing spell slots, and I
True.
only have 2.
That's true.
I have minor illusion.
Minor illusion could work.
Put it in chat for me. Let's see exactly how it works. I feel like that's going to be only a small second thing. You can cast a sound or an image of an object within range. The illusion ends if you dismiss it or cast it as a spell. If you create a sound, its volume. Yeah, no, it's that. If you create an image of an object such as a chair, muddy footprints, or a small chest, it can be no larger than a 5-foot cube. And the image cannot create sound
We're technically 5 foot.
I mean, yeah, I guess it could just be a 5-foot bush or something that we could potentially hide behind. It'd only be for a minute.
I mean, only
solid snake
5
it.
foot.
He's got a cardboard box just walking through the city. Sorry.
Can you move the illusion? Out of interest, can you move the illusion? Because how funny would it be if when we need to sneak in, if you cast minor illusion of a bush that constantly is over where Lyris is, so I just walk in an imaginary bush.
I
I don't think you can move it, can you?
I don't know.
You can't interact with it because things will pass through it.
I mean, I would be standing in it if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I've got Charm Person.
We could go and charm the Steelfist Legion again then. We could go find the leader and charm him.
I also have Gaseous Form, which enables me to slip through the cracks. Slip. It can be anybody, a willing creature who I touch, so it could be myself or it could be either of you. You can do a couple of things, but it's basically this would be used for going in. Alternatively, I could create a distraction and cast Mirror Image. Create 3 duplicates of myself, and I will provide a distraction whilst you guys go
sneaking in.
The boot.
Okay.
Yeah, I've also still got my invisibility, obviously.
Good options there then.
I wonder if I use my invisibility, will my duplicates go invisible too, or will they? Because they're technically
No, they wouldn't.
illusion. Okay.
They would not. They would just
That's
follow your
fine.
motions while you're invisible, though. So they would even though so if you're sneaking while you're invisible, they would also be sneaking with you, and they would move with you.
Okay.
Yes, you couldn't get them to
They
stand
still wouldn't
behind.
be able to see me. They would only see 3 mirror images. They wouldn't see 3 mirror images and myself.
That's right.
So they wouldn't be
They
trying
would
to
see
target
3 people.
me.
They would see 3 humans total.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's a possibility.
What ideas have you got, Bunny?
Well, I have a spell called Fear. I mean, it's I think it's probably more than an engage thing than anything, but if they I'll put it in chat. I'll put it in. It looks pretty cool.
Show me
But
the
like, if
money.
they don't succeed, they like drop all their weapons and stuff, and like, you know.
I have to take the dash action and move away from you.
Okay.
I just have something called sleep. I could sleep somewhere.
So what I'm thinking is, considering that you guys have got, because obviously we can't, obviously there's going to be a lot of soldiers fighting. Obviously, I think we're not going to, we're not going to win this war for them. But if we can help turn the tide to help the orcs win better, that might be good. Is it worth, if with Lyrus's understanding of the Steelfist Legion's soldier ranks? In fact, can I do a Dry Bones? I appreciate, again, consider this is talking back to when Lyrus was in school days, because I appreciate I left the Steelfist Legion when I was in my early teenage years. Can I do some form of maybe history check or something like that? What I'm trying to see if I can remember is maybe any tactics I was taught in school, whereby during an assault, where would the commander be? Would the commander of that, would the officer leading that assault be in the fight themselves? Are they that honorable? Would they be at the back maintaining it all? I want to basically see how would I do I remember any information about where the officer would be in this situation?
Okay, so because you're trying to remember, but also remember tactics, I would say this would be a general intelligence check to see how much your recalling ability is.
Okay, I got a 3.
F.
On base level knowledge that the officer would be with their soldiers in the fight somewhere, but you weren't at a high enough level in the Legion to get that much knowledge like that, just like off the bat. But
okay, so I know they'd probably be in the fight somewhere. Another thing, and sorry if you said it in the last episode and I didn't pay attention. Did the officer that we met in the ruins have anything significantly different about his armor to indicate rank?
To indicate rank.
Yeah, did he have any different logos? Did he have any different colors to his?
I swear he had an
So he had
armband.
he had a brand on his armor that you do not have. He had a brand on his right over his right breast plate.
He said breast.
Okay, and last question before I start to deviate plans is, from our perception checks, roughly how many Steelfist Legion soldiers are we seeing? Roughly.
That would be, you wouldn't know that. I'd say Aurora or Delilah could probably give you a ballpark.
I had 22 perception. Was it 22?
So Delilah, you would
19.
figure that because this is a siege, there's probably that you could count 100.
Okay.
There's a lot of people, Lyrus.
Oh, thanks.
That you could see, with your roll that you could see, and or you would know this as well. But you were also perceptive that you saw glints within the city, so it's over 100 easily.
We have to be really smart about this, guys.
So what I'm thinking is our best. We have a couple of things we could do here. This is speaking as Lyrus, by the way. So firstly, I don't think we have enough power between us to take out 100 soldiers here. The orcs seem to be doing a pretty good job themselves, but we need to just do something to help turn the tide. So I can think of 2 options potentially. One, we could try and sneak down and take out the odd soldier here and there that's potentially gone away from the pack. Try and maybe take out some of their their ballistas and things from behind. And should any of them get close, we can use Alora's fear ability or illusions. Basically, we can use spells to try and detour them away to avoid getting potentially in a fight where they might alert more soldiers on us. Or plan 2, which I kind of prefer, but it's going to be harder. Shall we try and sneak our way down and try and locate the officer in command which we'll be able to spot by the again the logo on his shoulder. So we will have to get a little bit closer and try and spot him in a crowd. And if we can spot him, and Delilah, if you're feeling confident enough, we could potentially try and charm him to make him think that we are on his side and try and convince him to lead his officers away. And, to end the fight for now. What do we think? And we can still leave.
How happy would you be with leaving, though, Lyrus?
Morally, I can't leave the situation. There are good people down there dying. This is exactly what happened 10 years ago when my parents were fighting in the war. And I can't justify leaving this. I know there's the greater good, and if it's everyone's wishes, I might leave, but I'm not going to be happy about this.
Okay. Maybe. Okay, out of those two options, I think our best bet is to try and find the commanding officer and to charm him to send his armies towards the Foreboding Bogs.
Yeah.
Because
We could
there's
send them
no
back past
people
the
up there,
trees.
there's only the ruins, but we don't want them to go back to Failgon.
We could send them back to near where those trees were and hope there might be some other trees that might attack them.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hmm.
But we need to find them. Laura, what do you think?
I mean, I still just kind of just want to leave, but this if it's gonna make
This will be beneficial for us as well. This is going to be beneficial for us as well. If we're able to help defend Droda, then the leaders in Droda are going to be more likely to trust us to give us help to sneak into Failgon. So this isn't just a good deed.
But we might not need their help to sneak into Failgon. That's the thing.
although
Well, sorry. The issue is the only way that I know to get into Failgon is over the bridge, which I know will be, especially during war, is going to be heavily guarded by by Steelfist Legion soldiers. So we'd either have to fight a large amount of them anyway, or somehow sneak past them, which is going to be very hard. What I was hoping is, and again, I'm hoping that, considering that Droda has been on the forefront of this kind of like border between Failgon and Ashenland for years, I'm hoping that maybe some of the locals might have found other ways to sneak in that we wouldn't know about. That was my hope anyway, but I guess that is quite a big decision to make on a hope. Sorry, what were you going to say, Laura?
I mean, although I'm not a massive fan of the idea, if we do this and we help them, then maybe it could kind of be seen as them owing us a favor. And when it comes to building an army, then potentially they would want to help us out with that too, if this is successful. So
I kind of like point and smile at Laura. See, yep, that, yep. Even more reasons to do this.
That doesn't mean I completely agree with this idea.
I see your motives. I see your motives.
Okay. Here's a thought.
Go for it.
We'll find the commanding officer. I will charm him. I will tell him to lead all of his forces towards the Foreboding Bogs, maybe towards those trees if I'm feeling generous to you, Lyrus. And I will also ask him all of the entryways into Failgon. I'll ask him about the main entryways, and I will ask him about the routes that only Steelfist would know.
That's a very, very good idea.
Now, it's up to you, both of you, whether you want to come with me and cover me whilst I do that, or we could wreak a little bit of havoc. We could have a bit of fun.
So what if you would be comfortable with doing the sneak in and the deviousness, would you want me and Alora to perhaps provide the distraction? You could always do your illusions as well, although I'm not sure if that will. I'm not sure if how many spell slots that will leave you. I'm not sure if that's a cantrip or a spell. But basically, me and Alora could maybe cause a bit of a distraction back here to give you a better opportunity to sneak in if you're confident enough to go in by yourself, sneaking in, find the officer, charm him.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that maybe you guys could create distraction, maybe dismantle the ballistas, or even turn them back on them
I think I
in
know.
any way you see fit.
I turn to Laura and go, I'm pretty certain I know a pyromaniac that would be willing to burn down some wooden structures.
She kind of lights a fireball in her hand and starts like playing with it. You know me too well.
Okay.
Okay,
We got a plan then? Roughly?
I think so. Let's see. Let me think about my spells. I don't want to waste my slots, so
You don't have to cast Mona Lisa. I reckon me and Alora can create enough of a distraction
yeah,
with the
no, I'm
ballistas,
just
save your spell
thinking of
slots.
whether I should cast a spell to get in there, but I think I'm going to try and look for a way in. And if I fail on finding something, then I'll just have to cast gaseous form to let myself in.
Cool. All right. So, in which case, Laris puts his hand into the middle as if to be like, let's go.
I reach out my hand and I go to shake his hand.
Laris shakes his hand. I haven't had a handshake in a while, have I? It's almost
No,
like COVID has been
been a
in
while.
play. Cool. So, I suggest that we split up now, because whilst me and Alora are trying to sneak up to the ballistas, if me and Alora do get spotted, the last thing I want is for you to be spotted as well, Delilah. So I think we should split off and do our stealth. To move forward, we should do our stealth separately, just so that if me and Alora, well, let's be honest, more likely me is not very stealthy and fucks up. At least your mission can still go ahead.
All right. I
And-
will meet you guys somewhere.
Meet us back. We'll meet back at the and I kind of like gesture to where like actually no we'll meet back here. Although keep in mind of all the things that you need to say to the commander, I feel like you need to make a list now. Can you make sure the first thing you say to him is to inform his army to stand down against the paladin and sorcerer that are at the edge of town? Because by the time you get there, we might have caused enough. If we've been spotted and we get into a fight, we're going to need you to tell him to stand down that fight ASAP.
I'll do it if I feel like it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. So, Delilah, you should stealth away first.
All right.
So I would say in this situation, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take turns, as in like who takes whose perspective and when.
Mhm.
So first up, I will say we're going to go and start with Delilah.
Okay.
And now, Delilah, you're going to be going ahead and entering the streets of Droda, essentially, stepping through and trying to locate, or just not even the streets, just trying to locate the officer that is sent to attack this place, just in general.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. I'll need you to roll because we'll say the stealth check expired because it exceeded its use. So go ahead and roll a stealth check for me just to see how well you're able to get through the city.
Okay. I'm kind of tempted to cast my Cloak of Shadows at this point and just be using that over and over. Unless
It would give you
rather I don't
advantage.
do
It would
that.
give you advantage on stealth.
Okay. Cool. Well, I will be casting Cloak of Shadows then. I have 6 seconds of being invisible. And I'd like to say just now as well that Delilah, being very precise in how she is, very punctual and just pedantic in how she does things, she would be counting out the seconds in her head so that she is within cover, or at least what she perceives to be hidden from view when the timer goes off.
Yeah, like ducking into alleyways and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes she
Alright.
might even do it like a smidgy bit early because she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can make that. Actually, I'll just stay here and cast it again."
Okay. So just for this, we'll do it for this whole process. So go ahead and roll a stealth check. And I'm gonna say with advantage because you will be invisible for a majority of this time.
With advantage, I got a 20.
Oh, you didn't
Not
even
a
need
natural
advantage, to be
20,
honest.
but I got a 20.
Yeah. All right. So you got not a natural 20, but I mean
A 19.
Natural 19, yeah. So, you, Lyris and Aurora, you see as Delilah basically just says, like, as she kind of like starts walking her own way, you see kind of her hand kind of like waves in front of her, and then her form just like disappears, and you can't see her anymore, and she kind of goes into, and she goes into like a rough sprint over like behind one of the buildings, right up to one of the cracks. So she closes in on that 30 feet that you guys are away, or 60 feet. And
Can I blow in Lyris's ear just before I leave?
You
I'd like to
can.
like just go right into his ear and then just kind of stroke Alora's hair just a little bit, just like picking up one lock and just go, oh, pretty, and then running because she has such pretty hair.
Okay, so
You just wanted to clarify that.
yeah, so you guys go and you see Delilah within a few invisibility. She gets to like halfway there, then casts it again, then goes, and then she's like right up against one of the buildings,
Nice.
and then and now you're about to enter the streets. She casts it one more time and then enters the street.
Oh.
All right, so I will say at this point, Delilah, go ahead and make a perception check for me to try and look through the crowds of people and find the officer.
I rolled a 17.
Nice.
A 17. Okay.
I'm
So
getting quite lucky today.
you keeping your head, your timing, you're pretty confident that your stealth is on top, on point. You're running and you see that like you're counting in your head and you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you duck behind and then you cast again like behind that alleyway and then you keep going and it just keeps going on like this. And you check out each individual like soldier, Steelfist Legion soldier, and look for that brand or see if anybody noticed. I would say after about 20 minutes of just going in and this process. So this is because you're basically running in through this huge like mini city. You're running through and running through the streets and ducking away and then keep doing this and looking for that signature brand on someone. You're given about a 20-minute window about over this process over again until you see a figure that kind of just catches your eye immediately as soon as you walk onto it. Yeah.
Because of how beautiful he is.
So
Yeah,
now
that's just
with this humanoid figure, you see a female drow wearing deep silver robes that cover her entire body except her face. She is wearing rugged boots and looks like she is meant for kind of snow travel. She wears a signature like the dark skin that kind of comes with being a drow. And you can see she has like shaved on the sides. No, she shaved her hair on the sides and has like this like white kind of like curly hair on top a little bit, but very short though. And she's wearing black goggles that cover her eyes.
Nice.
She sort of has like a lean build with elements of her face and hands kind of showing her rugged nature and like her body. So you can see she's a bit weathered in combat and everything. And her just being in difficult conditions in Failgun, you have a feeling that contributes to one's physical appearance as far as skin wise as well. But you see, she's kind of just standing there and she's walking kind of like hands at her side, just kind of walking pretty much carelessly through the streets. And she's walking with like sort of an escort of 4 other Steelfist Legion soldiers. And she is like being like, kind of like they're all surrounding the back of her, and then she's going like, she's saying like, okay, so you at this point you'd be able to hear her come, and she's like, what is the battle report? And they're like, and the soldiers around her, they kind of like stutter for a second. Then they say like, we're exterminating them as quick as possible. It means we're opening this front so that we may be able to push through with larger forces soon. Just hurry up. The ruling commander would not be happy with how poorly we are doing with this. We could have handled this much easier if our attack had gone successfully. So this is so messy. And she kind of like goes and just kind of puts her hands through her hair, and she's like, "It's fine. We'll fix this when the time comes. But we will now begin process. Continue the soldiers. We must we must follow the orders to exterminate everyone here. No man, woman, or child will be left standing for the Legion." And they're like, for the Legion, and they kind of like 2 of the guards are like on her left and right side, kind of break off and go and just seem to be. And you recognize the red armbands that they have on their armor, and you could recognize these as like sort of like the
Field generals.
Field generals, yes. And so they're kind of right above the foot soldiers, and they go and kind of give orders to the other people. And this drow woman herself, she kind of keeps basically strolling through the streets. And she has 2 bodyguards with her, but they look to you like Steelfist Legion foot soldiers.
Okay.
Can I marry her?
When you said she was drow, I was immediately just like, okay, here we go. Watch him describe the most beautiful woman I've ever heard of in my life. Okay. Oh, Salem. I'm not talking about you. Sorry, Salem just started. He just went like right next to me. Okay. Well, she's got 2 bodyguards, but they seem to be foot soldiers, so probably manageable.
To you, they seem like foot soldiers, and they're. I forgot to mention this. They're basically just walking through the streets, seemingly while soldiers around them are basically going and fighting and stabbing. And she's not like at the front line, so she's not like.
Yeah.
They're about like halfway pushed through the city, as you determined. She's at the western end of it. Like she's like the very edge of it, near the You basically went all the way across town to the west side of the city. You're right like near closer to where the of Failgon. So you have a feeling that she's like making her way through the city pretty slowly.
Okay. Okay, how close are the bodyguards to her? Are they like side to side by side?
Yeah,
Are they
they're
following
side by
behind
side.
her slightly?
There's one on the left, one on the right, and they're almost pretty much shoulder to shoulder, almost.
Okay. This will be interesting. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got an idea for you. If you want to hear it, obviously this isn't from Lyris because I'm not there. But if you haven't got an idea of how to get rid of those guards, I've got a potential idea.
No, it's fine. I'm going to deal with this myself. We've split
That's
up,
fine. That's
so
fine.
I want it to be upon my own thinking.
That's fine.
Okay. Let me take a look at my spells.
I'm going to DM Dry Bones my idea just because.
Oh, okay, right. How far away from me is she?
Because our conversation lasted longer than the cloaked veil of invisibility would give you, I would say you're basically hiding behind an alleyway, and you cast it again, and then you kind of step out in the middle. You got pretty close before you recognized it, but you can barely just see that brand on her cloak, recognizing her, marking her as a Steelfist Legion officer. But I would say you're no more than like 30, 40 feet from her.
Okay.
So you're basically like right. She's about to walk by you, basically.
Can you specify whether she's 30 or 40 feet? Because charm person has 30 feet.
I would say 30 feet. It sounds about right because she's closing on your location over time, and she's getting closer and closer to you. So it'll be closer to 30 than 40. So I would say 30.
Okay. I am going to cast charm person on her and the soldier that is beside her because I'm casting charm person at a I'm casting charm person on all 3 of them because I'm casting it at 3rd level slot. So I'm just going to put this in the chat now. And it says when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 1st. Creatures must be within 30 feet of each other when you target them, and they have to be within 30 feet of me. So yeah, I am. I mean, yeah, it's a 3rd level slot, so I've used up one of my slots, and I'm going to cast that on all 3 of them.
Okay, so they have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Of 15.
And they are not have advantage because you are not fighting them. So let's go ahead and we'll go to the 2 guards first, and then we'll leave the best for last. Metaphorically.
Okay.
Good luck, Rhea.
So for the guards, they will go ahead and roll a Wisdom saving throw. That's a 3. So the one on her left fails. That's a 20. The one on her right fails. And finally, the
20.
drow herself, she is going with. Oh man, yeah. All right. So, ooh, that's a natural 15. Is it 16?
No,
my spell save DC is 15.
Yeah, so she just passes it. See, she does not get charmed.
Fuck.
So she kind of like you kind of see one of the guard to her left, kind of he kind of like just stops moving for a second, stops walking with him, and you can see the two of them start without him, and then they kind of just like turn around and it's like, "Are you okay?" And then he kind of like, "I don't know." And but then she goes, and then she kind of like as if like someone like hit her in the head with a rock. She kind of her head's kind of just like tilts to the side, kind of right when she's like, "Ugh." And then she starts basically just looking around rapidly, and
Okay.
uh,
Can I cast it again? I'm fine using up both of my spell slots.
yeah. So all right. She kind of goes and like looks over, and she kind of like gazes in your general direction, but she kind of looks kind of puzzled, and she just kind of like tilts her head and kind of just like looks at you, looks in your direction, a bit. But yeah, go ahead and cast again. So go ahead
Okay.
and
Yep. I'll take away my. That's all of my spell slots gone. Straight away. Yeah. I'll considering one of them is already under my control. It doesn't say whether if I cast it again, then I lose control of the first.
it doesn't matter. I'll say it. Just I mean, your charm sticks. If it sticks, it sticks. So I'll say,
Okay.
all right, let's go ahead and use for the. It's gonna be 2 rolls. We'll go with the guard on the right first. That's a 12, so
Oh.
fail. And then
God.
for this is drow.
Come on.
Here we go. Ooh, that's a 5.
Hey.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes! Down in my wine.
So she goes and she stops, and then she's kind of like her body like it was kind of like focused and tense, and then just kind of like relaxes, and then she kind of just like gives and kind of just goes back and just sort of armed, like sort of in a relaxed position, but she's still basically just standing in the middle of the street, with the one guard. All three of them are charmed, and they are just basically standing in the middle of the street, just kind of looking around. All of them.
Okay.
They
Should I
are just.
continue, or did you want to go to Lyris and Alora?
We'll continue for just a little bit more on
Okay.
your end. I just want to see. We'll see how this goes.
Okay. I'm going to basically try and make myself appear as tall as possible. So I'm going to go just slightly on my toes. I'm going to have my back very straight. My posture. I'm basically trying to look like I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm going to walk over to them. No,
Okay.
no cloak of invisibility or anything like that. I'm just going to walk over to them as if I'm supposed to be here and I know what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm just gonna walk right over to them.
Okay. I got you. So go ahead. And you walk over, and are you uncloaking as well? You're just
Yes, I'm not cloaked.
All right. So you walk over, basically casual. What seems like a casual stroll through the streets. There aren't a ton of soldiers around. They're just there are ones in front of you. You don't see any behind you with your perception roll.
Cool.
But you stroll over, and she goes, "Well, there you are.
Did you miss me?
Of course I missed you.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem. It's a pleasure."
I bring very important news from that guy. You know that guy that
Which
all of us
guy?
know.
Come on,
You remember?
you know me.
Remember him,
We're friends.
right?
Which guy?
You know the guy with the really long name. Oh, he's the ruling commander. You know that guy.
Ooh, yes. The ruling commander, Jalen Shadow. Yes,
That's
yes.
him. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
My boss.
Tip of my
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah. It's a hard
Yeah,
name. So
yeah, exactly. No. Yeah. So he sent me here, right? He does that all the time. You know
yeah.
me.
He's totally like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he sent me here, and I've got a couple of messages to convey to you. Some orders actually that you really, really need to obey.
Orders. Okay. What are the
Yeah.
orders?
So basically, he said that attacking Droda, waste of time. He just doesn't want to go down that route anymore. Actually, there are some ruins up in the foreboding bogs that he wants you to turn your attention to instead. Apparently, there's like some skeletons or something down at the bottom of a church or something like that used to be Steelfist Legion. They're probably dead. I don't know. So he wanted you guys to head up there and to never come back to Droda again.
Oh, well, okay. And go and make a persuasion roll for me with advantage.
With advantage. 9. That sucks.
I mean, I talked to Jaywood himself. Like he said my orders are final. These aren't like these orders don't change. I think we're just gonna keep. I mean, as much as I value your opinion, I don't think that we will change courses just because up to this point I got my orders directly from him. So if you don't mind, I think we'll go ahead and continue.
Oh, he actually mentioned something else. He
Okay.
said that we're going to be getting married. So you need to obey his fiance. It's not. I'm so sorry to have to do this to you. It just, you know what he's like. He gets so possessive. And he can be so changeable with his decisions. So, so
We just broken dry bones.
Why did I say that? Why was that the first thing that came to my head?
So Rhea,
Oh,
you're now the ruling commander's.
oh,
You're next in line.
Yeah.
my word.
And I would never lie to you. We've been through so much, all of us. When we grew up together and did all that stuff, and you remember that time that we killed those orcs? Oh, good times. If people at my work could see what I'm doing right now, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Marriage. I never
Yeah.
really thought about it. I've been so involved with my work. I haven't gotten a chance to have any free time. I've always been so concerned about my rank in the Legion, but I mean, if it's an order from Jaywin himself, I mean, I'm obliged to agree. We've always been close friends, so it's an obvious pick.
I value you so much as a friend.
Oh, not more than I value you, my friend. This fucking game. This fucking game.
I fucking love Dungeons and Dragons sometimes.
No, Jesus. What the fuck? Oh,
Sorry,
oh man.
Jalen. It's all about
Wow.
Jalen now.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course I'd be down. We're best friends.
Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna speak to him, right? I'm gonna speak to my fiance. Oh, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, I know, right? It's so
I'm
exciting.
going to speak to him, and you know what? We're gonna get all 3 of you promoted. That's right.
No, you're
You're all gonna go.
joking.
Oh yeah, you're all
No
going
way.
straight to the top because
No
you
way.
guys mean so much to me, and the fact
Wow,
that you're
you are
listening to
so
me now.
nice.
I know.
We should hang out. We should have hang out more often. Like,
We
I
really
mean, my
should.
job it keeps me so busy. But we should have kept in contact more than we did.
Yes, we should get drinks.
We should get drinks.
Drinks.
And by the way, you see the guards, even though they are charmed, they're kind of just they're not really like twiddling their thumbs, but they're just kind of twiddling their thumbs. They're not like interfering or anything. Kind of like
Yeah.
just standing around.
Oh, actually, just before I forget, obviously, I said there was a couple of things I needed to talk to you about.
Mhm.
We wanted to compile like a list of all of the entries into Failgone. So any way that intruders could get in, make sure that everybody in Steelfist is, up to date with all of the secret ways to get in and stuff. So could you? I don't suppose. Let me write some things down. Have you got some of those entries like off the top of your head? I do have
Oh,
parchment and ink in my bag, by the way, so I will be writing this down.
okay, that is a tough one. But not something that you're asking the right person, right? So easily, one of the least guarded places is obviously going to be once you get past the bridge. It's pretty obvious, but if you want 100% secure route in order to get into the Failgon region, easiest way to do it is to go as far south as you can in the Ashenlands, and then take that small boat to like a small boat tour anyway, and then go across the river and get to those snowy caves. And what you do there is then there is dangers of some yetis and stuff like that. And I won't sugarcoat it for you, but it is a lot easier to get in that way and then head your way into Milstead than go through the guarded sort of bridge that we have going over here. That's how I got here. But I'm allowed to. I know
Yeah.
you're chill with Jalen, but I don't know. He's
So
iffy on
chill.
people sometimes. So I don't think that he would. It's not. It's kind of. I mean, they're not as cool as me, so I can't really say that they would give you entry easily. But I know you can kill them easily. You're so powerful.
I know. Don't worry.
But once you get to Failgon, another easy way is if you like arrive at Ara there you can that takes a bit longer. You would have to go and it's either way. Going by boat would be the easiest. Taking a ship is the easiest way, and all you need is just a ride with somebody. And you would need to go to Ara and then you could take the path all the way to Milstead. Now, there's two main entrances of Milstead. That's really and genuinely the easiest way to get in. So, what we actually got reports that some soldiers have been attempting escape in the Steelfist Legion,
Oh.
and we obviously had to stop that
Oh yeah,
instantly.
absolutely. Off
Yeah,
with their
yeah.
heads. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. And one of the ways that they've actually been doing it is they actually have been sort of making that one of there's and like one of the off buildings of Milstead. It's sort of on like the southern edge of it. There's like a group of, I wouldn't say shacks, but what they've done is those soldiers have connected them all, and then they've sort of had like an underground entranceway. And what they do is that and then they attach that to Milstead through a sort of like a hatch, and that brings them to the sleeping quarters of where the soldiers sleep. So that way, when they can go into the sleeping quarters, they can go straight to the group of sheds, and then from there they can either hightail it by boat or just literally just swim across the river. These people are crazy. They go and they can swim across that river, and they might even fight yetis. A lot of them don't make it back alive. The yetis can take care of them pretty easily. But those are like the two. That's like the easiest way. The second way, it'd be a bit longer. But it's a sort of you would have to scale the wall up of Milstead and get to like sort of like where the main entrance is. And then if you get there, there's a certain hack for people like me who are able to fly and go around and like sort of like escape. It's sort of like a hatch for like the officers, and what you can do is you could go and shimmy across the wall to one of the southern walls, and then you just got to knock along the way. And one of the wood panels is loose, and it's basically a door, and you can open it. And once you've gotten there, you can enter the officers' quarters. Now they're a bit small, but if you're able to go through there and basically go and escape, it should be no problem. I mean, you would just be able to slip in easily.
God, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
You have been such a help. I will make sure that all of this information gets back to Jalen. Obviously, I'll let him know that all three of you were a major help to me. God, just you guys wait. You are going to be celebrating. You are going to be really, like, honestly, the boons of everything that's coming to you guys is just nuts.
That means
I don't
so
want to
much to me.
spoil it, but
That means so much to me.
good things coming your way, guys. Good things.
And then the guards, while they're like kind of just like you've seen the Steelfist Legions are kind of hardened and lack emotion at times, but the guards, once you say like they're gonna get promotions, they're kind of just like
Nice.
big grins and just kind of like nodding their heads, like very entertained that they're gonna get promotion for that.
Great. So last thing, just to make sure, I came here with 2 companions. They're sort of like my bodyguards, just to make sure that everything is going smoothly. They're just, helping out around in their own secretive little ways. So if you see a hello, Charlie. If you see a paladin, right, and he'll be wearing like Steelfist Legion armor, but like he'll have blonde hair and like a big shield and like this big dopey smile on his face. You won't be able to miss him. And then
Hmm.
there's also this girl with like fiery red hair. You can't miss her. Don't hurt them, please. They are very, very, very important. Part of a super secret like team that Jalen and I are kind of like bringing in to kind of give us a little bit of a hand with the war and stuff. You know what I
Lyra's
mean?
Mornshield. Isn't Lyra's Mornshield the fugitive that escaped not long ago? Why would he?
Actually,
Why would Jalen be telling him he's okay? I mean,
I'm his
he
cousin.
he committed crimes against the Steelfist Legion by abandoning his post and his brothers.
that was just a front, actually. That was a super top secret plan that Jalen, he couldn't trust anybody with it. And I'm sure that you understand that there have been obviously some spies. We just want to make sure that none of that information, it's nothing personal, nothing personal.
Wow,
Obviously,
that is
now that you guys are
incredible
going
that
to
he
be
would keep something
ranking
like that
up,
secret from even us.
I know, right? So,
That
now that
is
you guys are
wow. That is
ranking up, you
crazy.
guys are going to be privy to this sort of information now, I
Okay, go ahead
promise
and make
you.
a persuasion check to see how much she with advantage. With advantage.
Persuasion with advantage 22.
Oh, I mean, you know what? For you, I'll make sure the order's done, and I understand. I believe you because Jalen Shadow is known for his kind of secret plans. So I'm sure that we'll let Lyris pass by. Don't worry. I'll inform my men. She kind of goes, make sure you tell, and she kind of turns and she's like, make sure you tell the soldiers if you see a Lyris Mornshield, if you see a blonde-haired dope wearing our armor, make sure to like let him. Don't
Oh,
shoot him or like don't with a ballista or something like that.
Yeah, and the
sorry.
redhead.
Yes,
Sorry.
and the redhead. Yes, yes. Her too. If you see them passing through, let them through. They have some presence that needs to be met by Jalen Shadow himself. So yes. All right. Well, that's done with, and you kind of see the two actually split off, and now it's literally just her. And
Perfect.
they go and inform other field generals that you see around you.
Okay, cool. All right, well, you are doing a fabulous job here. Jalen is going to be so pleased about this. I can't even tell you. Like, he's going to come in from work and he's going to be like, what a day!
Oh yeah, he's
That
been,
was
what's going
great!
on here?
Love
Yeah. Oh
these
yeah.
people!
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just double check. You guys are gonna be heading up to the Forbidden Bogs, right? Just
Oh,
as
I don't.
Jalen
I'm.
wanted.
We don't. I don't think we can. That we got orders to stay here. So I think we're good. We're gonna continue what we've got going. But once here, let me tell you. Once we got this siege and everything done with, I'll come straight back to you, and we'll meet up in Milstead, right? If you're heading there.
That doesn't work for me. I've got like a really tight schedule, a lot of things going on. But see, the thing about your promotions was like if you don't do as Jalen has said, then you're kind of going to be executed. Like that's what he
What?
does. Yeah, yeah, that's what he does. When somebody defies his orders, straight orders, they're no use to him. They're not
Wow. What a
obedient.
guy. What a guy. That's
I
such.
know.
That's so. Oh man, that man. Oh,
Great leadership
he's a
qualities
work
though.
of progress. Um. I'll have to. I would. It's not a decision that just I can make. I have to go discuss with my men as well. Is this kind of just a. This kind of just came out of nowhere, honestly.
How
I'll have
can
to
I
go.
convince you? What can I do? You know me. We've been friends for so long. I really, really don't want to have to be there to see you executed. That would just make me so sad.
Okay, make a persuasion check, but because the first one failed to make them leave, this is gonna be a straight roll, not with advantage. I'll say
Fuck
Aw.
me. 6. That really
6.
sucks. Yeah, my rolls have just been like, great shit, great shit.
I listen. I understand where you're coming from, but I can't leave my unless I get direct orders from him himself or at least another officer or commander. I trust you. Don't get this wrong. I do trust you, but we got to keep this siege going. I mean, it has to be done in order to ensure the Legion has full control over the Ashland for good this time.
You sure we can't meet halfway?
Around this point is when you see a large number of sort of orc soldiers sort of kind of come around the right side of you to like the other side of the street, and she says, and you see this one like 7 foot tall like this ogre or orc, sorry, and he is pissed. Like he has like blood all over him. He's holding this giant great axe, and he goes and he sees basically you chatting with this Steelfist Legion officer, and he points his great axe at her, and he says, you are doing this. You will fall here. And then he kind of like reels back. He says, give them no mercy.
Oh, okay. Can I... Sorry, did you have anything else planned for that little bit?
I was going to let and say we're going to switch back to Lyrus and Aurora now. So,
Okay.
Lyrus
right.
and Aurora, we're going back in time, and we're going back to when Delilah just went invisible and just split from you guys in the forest, and she just went into the streets of the town.
Okay.
You guys are currently, yeah, that's all you guys got right now.
All right. So, describe the scene for me. How far are we? Well, we're 60 feet away. I know that, but so how many ballistas are there? What's the scenes around them? What's kind of roughly in front of us?
Aurora would know. Aurora would ballpark at least, because there's 3 directions, around 2 ballistas per thing, and I would say there's around 6 total, and they're two. It's a split of 2s. It's on the west, on the north, and on the east.
Okay.
So, and there's 2 for each, and there are no soldiers coming in your direction as well. So,
okay. So I'm going to kind of turn to Alora. Obviously, now that we're a little bit closer, I'm going to speak a little bit quieter. I'm going to be like, right, okay, we need to cause a bigger distraction as possible to give Delilah the best chance to be able to get through the streets without obviously encountering too many Steelfist Legion soldiers. So, what I think we should do is see those line of ballistas there. Let's start with the one furthest on the left. We'll sneak up, and here's what I think we do: is I will pretend like I've arrested you, and I'll walk you past. And if anyone questions us, I'll say that you're a prisoner of war that I've been directed to lead out of Droda. And with your hands behind your back, every time we walk past one of these ballistas, I want you to just shoot a little fireball across and start it burning. And we'll try and do that until we got all 6 done.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan, but what about if we don't convince them?
We kill them.
Okay, okay, I trust you. I trust you.
okay. So, which direction do you guys want to start with first? West, north, or east?
West, as in we're going to go clockwise round. So we'll start from the west where we approach from, and we'll go clockwise round.
So looking from the west, that's closest to the Failgun Bridge as well. I just wanted to let you know.
Oh right, sorry. I meant from the west of Droga. So we'll start with the.
So you're looking on straight onto the village, and you can see there's soldiers. Here I can draw right here.
So if you look,
there are soldiers. There's people here. There are people here. and there are people here. You guys are like right
We're here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're like right there. And the west is I'm talking about is the west. When I say that, that's what I'm saying.
West for
it's
us.
it's to the left for you guys. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go west of actual Droda. So like, you know, when you look at it on a map, we're gonna go to the west first, cause a distraction, then theoretically to the south of Droda, then to the east, before probably then making our way back round.
Okay. So you guys, it takes a few minutes to actually head over there, but you get pretty close to the ballistas, and you are able to make a move at that point.
So yeah, so I've got Alora like kind of like arm in arm. Alora, I've used a little bit of rope just to tie your hands, you know, tight enough so that you know, to anyone looking, it would look like you are tied up. But I've done it loose enough that, like, you know, you can still kind of like shimmy a fireball away. And yeah, so as we walk past the first ballista, I kind of like gesture to Alora, right, go on, put a fireball under that thing. Put a fireball under that thing.
Okay. Should I?
Are you guys stealthing, or are you guys just walking up and doing it?
So we're just walking up and doing it. The idea being that rather than stealthing, we're going to try and blend in. So I'm trying to act like a Steelfist Legion soldier, as if I'm walking a prisoner away from the fight.
Okay, so they say, you hear, stop right there, and you see basically just like a bunch of people like drawing bows, Steelfist Legion drawing bows, and you see there's one field general standing like in the middle of these soldiers, and he says, "What are you doing here? You should be in there fighting. What are you doing?"
Sorry, just because I forgot to write it down from the previous thing. We never got the name of him. Damn it. Okay. I'm on direct orders from the officer that was sent to the ruins in the foreboding bogs. We arrested this wench in the ruins, and I've been told to escort her through Droda. I was told that during your offense would be the safest time for me to escort her back. It is in great importance that we carry on past.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
This is why we're going. This is why we're going around the perimeter of Droda, not through. So to not intervene with your fight.
Because you have a hostage and you're wearing Steelfist Legion armor, you go and roll with advantage.
Cool. Just saying now, is Alora just gonna like in the grip of me, just like grab me a bit tighter, as to be like, I'm not a winch.
Yeah.
Persuasion 17, and with advantage, technically 19.
Okay. Take position over here. You can stay here for now. You can keep the hostage over here so they don't get harmed.
Negative, I'm afraid. I've been told, but directly by that officer in the ruins to move very swiftly. I've got a field general. The vice ruling commander, Blivard Marshalash, has asked specifically for this prisoner to get back to Milstead ASAP. So I will be carrying on with our journey around the perimeter of Droda. Looking past, though, when I get back to Milstead, I'll be reporting on how amazing your assault is going right now, if I do say so. Even just walking around the first quarter of the perimeter, I can see you guys are doing a smashing job. And I'll make sure it's heard.
Carry on. Very well, carry on. And he kind of just like gestures towards you.
Okay, so
right, you good?
Yep. So we so as we're kind of like gestured to keep walking, I kind of as we get kind of about 6 feet away from, you know, the ballistas behind us, as are the group that we've just encountered, I kind of give a bit of a squeeze to Alora as if to kind of gesture, like, you know, now to fire that like discreet spark of fire underneath the ballista.
Do I have to cast anything, Dry Bones?
Yep. So you got to go ahead and roll the hit because they are.
I'm just gonna do Firebolt because I think it's just easier.
Nice.
It hits. Roll for damage.
Oh god.
20. By the way, you rolled 20. So you go and you cast it, and it hits the ballista, and it does singe it, but it's not enough to start a fire. And you can see quickly the soldiers kind of like walk around What are you doing? What? It's like, what are you doing? What are you interfering with our business? And their bows drawn again. It's like, who are you and why are you attacking our ballista?
Wait, to us?
Yes, you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm not sure if she needs to do it separately, but we asked specifically to cast it discreetly. Like we were like 6 feet away. She was just going to kind of shimmy it with her hand.
I know, but Bunny? Do you have that stealthy spell skill for for the sorcerers have? It's like discreet spell casting or something like that. Otherwise, it's pretty.
No.
Otherwise, she has to do like a whole gesture and say arcane words and literally cast it herself. Like she has to. Like her hands can't just be like instant. Like it has to be kind of like she has to kind of like break free just a little bit to use it, and then she can put her hands back. But it's still pretty obvious. It's not there's not really discreet magic casting unless you have the sorcerer like stealth spell casting or whatever feat or ability, meta magic.
Okay.
I'm just having to quickly look if I've got anything.
While she's looking, I'll kind of address the guard. So when she does this, I will quickly kind of where before I was walking with her to her side, I'm going to kind of go behind her and kind of clasp her hands a bit tighter and go, I'm sorry. This is what she did to our men in ruins as well. This is why we need to get out of here immediately. I'm sorry. The ballista looks okay. That's good. That's good news. This is exactly why I need to continue on with the mission.
Okay, go and roll a deception check.
Deception. 14.
And he says, all right. And he goes and he whispers to one of his men. He says, like, and then he just kind of points towards you guys. And he says, carry on. But you notice that the archers are still pointing at you. Like they're still like just keeping at you guys.
Yeah. And as I kind of walk forward, I go, thank you. Yeah, keep that aim. Watch this one. And then we continue walking around anti-clockwise of Droda.
Okay. So do you want to just go to the next area?
Yeah, because Laura, unless you can think of anything, I don't think there's any way that we can. I mean, we've managed to get ourselves out of that situation quite well. There's no way we can get another fireball on there. We might just accept that one isn't going to singe.
Yeah, I mean, the only things I have are things that make my spells more powerful. So unless you want me to blow them up, then I can't do anything discreetly.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll carry on walking to and we'll try our luck with the second one.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys walk over, and it's pretty much the same situation. Like, hey, what are you doing here? It's like, what are you doing? And I assume you give the same spiel because we have to do this 3 times.
Yeah. I'll give the same spiel that. Yep, on a mission.
All right.
Bring her through.
Deception check with advantage.
Last time it was persuasion for this bit, or is it you still want me to go deception?
I was incorrect because you are persuading them, but you are deceiving them to try and believe you.
That's fine.
So I was mistaken.
That's fine. 20.
Okay. Yes, we will. All right. And they just kind of draw. It says carry on.
And again, so as we get kind of 6 feet sort of past, I'm going to give Delora. Fucking hell. Alora a bit of a squeeze and be like, right, yeah, now.
You hit. Roll for damage.
17.
Look at the difference. Oh, wow. 2 damage last time, 17 this time.
So you hit it, and it does create like a large amount of fire that kind of starts spreading across it. One of these, but it does do a considerable amount of damage. But yeah, then they kind of go and says, what just happened? And they kind of just like,
sorry, we missed like 5 words of that sentence there because the mic cut out.
Oh yeah, they're just trying to like go over and they're rushing. I was like, what the? And they go over and they're trying to like fan it out and put it out and stuff like that. And then they say, and while like a bunch of them are trying to fan it out and put out the fire, they look over to your direction. It's like, what was that? It was like, and he's like, what was that? He's like, and they basically just draw arrows on you again.
So when you say what was that, can you confirm for me? Did they see the fireball, or are they just making a heavy assumption it was us?
They did not see who did it, but they just saw the ballista lit on fire, and they saw a firebolt come from the direction that you guys were.
Okay, so this time round, I say, "Oh, that's I I've been warned of this. Again, it was something that happened when we were at the ruins. The orc soldiers, they've hired they've hired the best sorcerers in the land. They do these really long range firebolts, and I kind of like gesture to the south to kind of the tree line. I guarantee they're in there. They've been doing this to our men from such a distance. It's so cowardly. You should definitely go and check over there as well.
Make a deception check for me, just straight roll.
Yep. 16.
These orcs, they never learn. And they get to go back and they said, carry on, but get out of here. We don't need any more distractions in our work. And you can see as they start to put out the other one, but then they go and they put another giant like ballista, basically just a full on just like wood log, and then they go and they crank it back and then they launch it, and you can see it basically and like crashes into the city. They carry on.
Lovely. And we carry on to the third one.
Okay. Delilah, go ahead and make a perception check for me. This would be when you're talking to this woman. I would say just when you're starting to talk to her, when she was charmed. This is when it happened.
I got 15.
You can see out of the very, very corner of your eye, the one of the ballistas to the north is starting to catch on fire a little bit. Very
so
faintly.
this is the south.
Yeah, and you see this right as you're charming the officer.
Okay.
Otherwise, you guys continue on to the third station. Arrows drawn. What are you doing here?
Again, we state I'm on a secret mission. Sorry, I'm on a continued mission from the deployment to the Foreboding Bog ruins. I've got a prisoner of war here that needs to go back to. I've already forgotten his name because I've took my character sheet away. Bilvard Marshalash.
Yeah.
Who desperately needs to see this prisoner of war. We've been told to go around the circumference of Droda to not interrupt your assault. Which, by the way, you're doing an amazing job. I can't wait to tell Bilvard of the amazing job you're all doing here. I'll name you all specifically.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check for me with advantage.
With advantage, 20.
Thank you. We're trying our best. He says, but anyway, very well. Go on through, and by the way, you're right. I would say you are a full day's travel from the. You would know, Charlie, from the a full day's travel from the actual like bridge to get to Failgon. But you, he says, get a move on. Then you have a long ways ahead of you.
Thank you. And then like this time, I say to the guards, oh, and whilst I was passing the southern flanks, they've been attacked. They've been ambushed by a massive squadron of 50 orcish sorcerers who have been pummeling the ballistas from range. You guys seem to be okay here. You've got no resistance. You should definitely send your men down there to assist them. They're going to need your help.
In the Foreboding Bogs?
No. Just literally the southern flanker. You know, the southern barista. A barista? Yeah, they're serving coffee now. The southern ballista. There's free coffee though as well.
Oh, free coffee. We gotta go. Okay, I'll go ahead and make a deception check again with advantage.
There's so many 8.
They're capable. They'll hold their position there. We're confident they'll keep their.
And I kind of walk away and go, okay, if you're sure, but you know they might be targeting you next. And then, like as we start to walk away, I again nudge Delora. Oh, for God's sake, it's in my head now today. I nudge Alora to do another fireball.
Go ahead, Alora.
Yes, sir. 19.
You hit. Roll again for damage.
12.
Okay, yeah. So you hit it, and you see once again the fire begins to spread. You shoot.
Sorry, your mic was cutting out again there, mate.
It sort of starts to you shoot a fireball and it impacts and it spreads from a upward direction, and it starts to catch fire. Not as rapidly, but pretty rapidly, and they go and put it out, and they're like, it's like, what was that all about? It's like, are those the sorcerers?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the sorcerers, and I kind of like obviously, there's no way that I can fool them that it came from the south because we've walked past now to the north. So I kind of gesture out to the east and go, they must have moved round to that tree flank. They're surrounding us. If we allow them to continue doing this, then they're going to wipe out our entire forces from the outside in. You need to send some of your men that way as well.
All right, make a persuasion check now, I would say, because you're persuading. I would say you deceived him. I'll say with advantage. It will
All
be
right.
nice.
I thank you. 25 then.
He says, all right, well, they clearly already shown some damage towards us. He says, all right, men. He's like, you three, stay here and be loading, firing that ballista while me and the rest of them. And you see around eight soldiers go with this field general and head towards the other ballista on the on like southern, on like in this northern facing, but the south direction total.
Yeah. Cool. And after that, we will, at this point, we will try and go a bit more stealthy because to anyone else that we see now, we're not going to be able to convince them that we're going to Felgon if we're now walking away from Felgon, because technically now, for those kind of like paying attention on the map, we are at the east side of Droda. We're now going to kind of walk past the north side of Droda to get back to the west side where we originally started. So at this point, I'm going to kind of gesture Laura to we're going to go slightly away from the edge of town just to kind of go back to the nearest kind of tree line, bush line, and make our way slowly back round to where we started, basically.
Okay.
And as we're doing this,
so you're heading back around to the other side now. So
if you're watching, I appreciate the recording won't see this, but if you have a look on the actual map, Drybones, I'm going to use a green line. So we're currently around here. So we're going to kind of to finish. We're going to kind of go into kind of a tree line at the edge, if there is one, and kind of take a bit of a wider path back. Basically, well, it'd probably be more like this. But basically, what we're going to try and do is get back to where we started, where we're going to meet Delilah again, but because we haven't got any more ballistas on the way to break, we're going to try and do it a little bit more stealthily, because as well, all of the guards we've spoken to are presumably going to assume that we're going in this direction. So if they caught us going back in this direction, then they're going to obviously be like, what are you doing?
Okay, are you guys just going to keep walking, or do you want to stealth your way there, or what? What's up?
So I'd like us to move slightly away from the actual edge of town to hopefully find like some form of, bit slightly denser trees and woods, and yes, we're going to stealth our way back round.
Go ahead and roll. Both you roll stealth.
Oh, fuck. Nat 1. Buddy, you may as well roll yours anyway over there. 9.
Yeah, so triple failure. So you guys, as you guys are walking sort of around, you can see a large amount of soldiers sort of, I mean, they're not, I would say, actually, make a perception check for me, both of you.
8.
Would the soldiers have been told by now not to harm Lyris and Allura after my conversation?
Yeah, right about now they would be.
Okay.
And Bunny, you see just barely. You see at like on like the corner of your eye while you guys are stealthing there and doing a pretty shitty job at it, honestly. You guys did not have a good record, I guess, at this point of especially Lyris, but you guys are kind of walking through and making your way back around the city. And you see Allura, you just barely see Delilah speaking with this officer pretty casually. Looks like, but yet you notice it, but Lyris does not.
As we're walking, I kind of just like I just say, Delora, I hope we've done enough to keep the guards away from Delilah. I wonder how she's getting with her mission. Maybe we need to go in there and check. What if? And I, like Lyris is almost like becoming like one of those panicked, like in it, starting like talking faster and faster, a bit of a panic. Like, what if we've drawn her in there, and what if she's been captured? What if she's been what if she's been killed? Oh my, we might need to get in there and save her. What?
No, it's okay. I just caught a glimpse of her. She seems to be doing okay. I couldn't fully see, but she seemed to just be having a casual conversation.
Okay. I'll have faith. Let's just hope that she gets out there safely.
All right, right about now you hear, "Hey," and you kind of see you see some soldiers like sort of at the back of town, because you guys are traveling pretty close. Your stealth kind of got botched, and you guys see sort of like at the edge of town. He says, You see a field general with a group of like 8 soldiers, and they kind of like walk up towards you, and they're like, "What are you doing in this? No, we need you in this fight now. We're losing soldiers quickly. We need to regain our ground. We have the tides for now, but they're coming back with a stronger offensive very soon. We can feel it." And they said, "Come on, we need your support."
Okay,
We'll keep.
I turn to Laura and go. Sorry, I turn to the field general and go. I've got a prisoner, but I'll make her fight with me, and if she does anything wrong, then I'll terminate her myself. And I turn to Laura and go, now, are you going to be good? If I untie you, you're going to help us in this fight. If you don't, I'll kill you where you stand. And like turned away from the field general to Laura, I just go. I do just like a proper obvious wink.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, not a deception check. I guess.
Sure.
Or no, deception. Deception. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's all right. I'm enjoying my deception checks today. Bam! 13.
With advantage, so 21. So
Yeah.
if you keep an eye on her, we don't have an issue. She's not that high criminal.
Little do they know that I do a fuck ton of damage.
So I untie Laura and we start following them back into town.
They go and they walk. You guys all, including the field general and a bunch of the foot soldiers, you guys all walk into these streets, and you get approached to the officer that Delilah was talking to, and right as you hear Delilah saying like, "Oh yeah," and she's like, "Don't you want to make all your men call off and stop the invasion on Droda? I think the siege. I think it's really good." He's like, "You might get executed." And right as you say, "I don't think that's a good idea," and you hear Delilah, you see out of the corner of your eye, you're like, "Officer, we have a people we found a soldier on the outskirts talking with having a prisoner bound to him. I don't recognize the prisoner, but he assured me it was important business." And she goes, and the officer kind of tilts her head. She's like, "Is that them? Is that the other 2 people you told me?"
I'm gonna do like a big, like cheesy wave over at them, like with a big smile on my face, like, "Hey!"
Why were they? Why is she bound?
Oh, it's just part of the plan. Don't worry. You know, like I said before, you know, they've got to be like super top secret. So it was just like it's just an easy way to transport her around, basically. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
And just right about now, I'm going to say the orc soldiers come around the other side, and they all sing, "You'll pay for this." And they go, and they all just go on full on charging towards you guys. All of you. So I'm going to have you guys roll initiative.
Right shit.
Oh,
very unique situation.
Yeah, we're going to be fighting the people we're trying to save. Oh, go on, Rhea.
I mean, I can roll initiative first if you'd like, but my plan was to basically jump in front of the officer, but with my back to the orcs, not to as if like protecting the orcs actually. And basically going, "No, don't hurt them."
But the orcs are attacking us. The issue is the orcs are attacking us. Yeah,
I know. I
just want to be clear, because I think I've been saying like orcs and then what is it? Orcs and then ogres and stuff like that. Yeah, like there's different, like I see.
Sorry, Drybones, your microphone, buddy. Either make it less sensitive or don't turn away from the mic, because you'll keep mic every time you lean back, it cuts out quite a bit.
I just wanted to say every time they I've been saying like orcs and then ogres and stuff like that. I just want to say in the Ashland, there's sort of like a mixture of the two. And
presumably there's some elves as well, because that's what Delora. Fucking Delora, Alora.
Yeah. So, but in this case, I will say that it is a orc commander, but there is also ogres mixed within the army. I've been all over with like the orcs and ogres.
That's all right.
All right. Yeah. But these guys are. This is an orc general. That he is pretty tall though. But I will have you guys roll initiative. And you said you want to try something beforehand. I will say they did get the surprise on you. They don't get surprise attack, so they don't get an extra round to attack you guys. But I would say they did get a jump on you guys, so you wouldn't get a chance to do anything beforehand.
Okay.
Can I just say, can you, anyone watching, let me know in the comments if you want me at some point to make a T-shirt, which is just like all the names that I've said incorrectly with like lines crossed out until eventually at the bottom it actually says Delilah and Alora. or like Delora, Delilah, sorry, Deloria, yeah, and then just all crossed out and then eventually says the right ones.
I just got that one on initiative.
Oof, let me do
All
mine.
right, so let's go ahead and go
Yeah.
back over to my initiative station, and we'll go and set up the battle. Be right back.
No worries.
Oh, lucky me.
So before I'm gonna go and roll initiative for first off the Steelfist Legion soldiers. Let's do that.
Yep.
Okay, that's all right. It's a number.
Whilst Dave's doing that, Alora, do you have any form of stealth ability yourself, or is that just Delilah?
Well, she's got high stealth.
I mean, high stealth rolls, but have you actually got like a stealth ability at all? Anything that guarantees stealth?
No, I have Minor Illusion.
No
that's
worries.
Probably it.
That's fine.
And Darkness, which I can put darkness around myself and no one can see me, but that's probably it.
But then they just see like an orb of black.
See a
just,
Yeah.
orb of
floating
black.
around.
All right, quick. So,
I have a really
all right.
cool spell though that like I might be able to use this.
All right, there. That's the general. This is for the officer. Okay, and then I think that's everybody. So first off, this is a lot. All right, so 25 through 20.
Bunny.
So okay.
I got 20.
All right. All right, then that's gonna be the got these guys. And then 20 through 15.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. It's gonna be these guys. 15 through 10. Okay. 10 to 5. And then 5 to 1.
Is me on 5 and Rhea on 2, which is technically a nat 1.
I got an actual one.
All right, so then
Which really
Lyris
sucks because now that I can see the battleground, I can see exactly what I'd want to do, and I have to wait until very last.
okay, then Lyris, what's your dex?
My dexterity is, I want to say 13. Yes, 13.
All right, so you're actually going ahead of the orc captain.
See,
Or no,
an
no,
orc or is he an ogre?
Sorry, Delilah, what's your dex?
My dex is fucking shit. I'm pretty sure.
Is it lower than 12?
It is 12.
All right, so roll d20 for me.
I got an 18.
Wow. So presumably there must have been someone really got the same initiative as you, the same dex as you, so you had to roll d20 to see who goes first.
Yeah, well, you must have had somebody who rolled a 5 as well, because
Yeah.
that's how you sort out same initiative rolls. You see who's got the higher dex.
Okay, so, all right, that was a lot, but you know what? We got through it. All right, let's go and start this battle, question mark. All right, Alora, you're up first. What would you like to do in this situation?
So much pressure.
Okay, just break everything down. All these D4s over here, these are Steelfist Legion soldiers.
Yeah.
These two are Lyris and Alora. You guys are surrounded by them. Delilah, you are talking to the officer who is charmed, and then this red indication, this red-based orc on the other side of the street represents the orc officer. Everybody else are. All right.
Okay. So just quickly to kind of, before Alora starts her turn, just to kind of briefly discuss a little bit about what us three discussed briefly whilst there was basically the recording wasn't happening because we were getting this set up. Our current, and like, you know, just to get us all three on the same page of what we're doing before we get started here, I think our current working strategy is Alora. So we want you to try and either shout across or move a bit closer, whatever you think is going to be worth, or I don't know if you have any spells or anything where you can throw your voice, but we want you to essentially tell the Orcish leader in Orcish that that we are here to help them, and that we will basically turn on the Steelfist Legion, but we need them to not attack us. And if that's successful, then great, we can basically turn on the Steelfist Legion soldiers and give them a fight. If that doesn't work, then all hell's going to break loose. And we're
Well,
and we're rolling that all on the basis that the Steelfist Legion soldiers hopefully don't speak Orcish.
Okay, so Aurora, will we go ahead and be generous here and say
Your mic's cutting out again, dude.
okay, in order for you to make a persuasion check and yell out to these people, what you're going to go ahead and have to do is you're going to have to go ahead and make a persuasion check, and I'm gonna say you can do that with a bonus action. So go ahead, you can go ahead and yell out what you want to yell out in Orcish.
I don't like this. I don't like it. Okay. Okay. Stop. We're fighting for you. We're trying to help you. I promise. We can turn on them. We can take them on together.
Okay, so this is going to be a persuasion check with advantage because you are speaking their language, literally.
Yeah, let's go.
I hope the drow doesn't. I hope nobody else knows what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
was gonna say.
Can you imagine if Fail speak Orcish as well, and they're just like,
Yeah, that's what he said.
She's like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
I mean, the drow is still charmed, so cool. 18 with advantage then.
18.
Yes.
They say, "We'll deal with you later." All right, focus on the Steelfist Legion. They're our.
I kind of turn to Laura and go, "What do they say?"
The Steelfist Legion is their main priority. So we got to turn on them. We got to help them. They said they'll deal with us later. I don't really know what that means, but I guess we're fighting them now.
All right. So is that you have an action to do with what you will?
Have you got a spell that's going to push those back at all?
I did, but I swapped it out
Oh
again.
no!
Because I wanted to play with my new spells that I haven't been able to use.
Great.
Always the way.
So is it just a bonus action, or I can actually?
That was the bonus action to do what you wanted to do. So you don't no longer have a bonus action, but you still have your action.
Oh, do I initiate the fight?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Okay. Oh, I'm scared.
All right, who are you trying to hit? Who are you trying to hit?
I really feel like the drow's going to be a massive problem.
But she's charmed. She's charmed.
She is charmed.
Oh,
she is charmed.
So we don't have to deal with her yet.
Okay, well.
Deal with the ones that are literally all around us.
Yeah. Okay. I'll use Scorching Ray.
Okay, so go ahead and name your 3 targets real quick.
The one that's next to me.
Okay.
The one that's next to, I don't know who the blue dice is.
That's me.
Lyris, and maybe the one behind
the middle one?
Yeah.
All right, so those 3. So go ahead and roll a hit for all 3 of them.
Okay. I lost it. There, I found it.
What is that?
That is a 10, a 25, and an 11.
Only the second one hits, so you're just going to hit this one behind you. So go ahead and roll for damage for just one of them. Just click it once.
Okay. To say I could use my sorcery points, but that's fine. 7.
All right, 7 points of damage, but it's +5 because of your trait. Use fire.
Shit. Yes.
So that's going to be. You do. So that is how many points damage is that total +5?
12.
12 points. Gotcha. All right, so 12 points of damage. I'm sorry, there's a lot of stats I'm messing with here. Okay, it's 12 points. All right, so you go and you launch out these scorching rays, and as you do, they arc in the air and go right behind you, And as as expected, the orc soldiers to go to them, it went right behind you and hit one of them. The other two were able to dodge out of the way swiftly, but were very alarmed, but that you just attacked them. So that's that, I would say. Is that gonna be your turn? You still have your movement, I believe, if you want to move.
Yeah, I'll actually no. I'm trying to think.
Atreus, we should have got you to move first, because then they wouldn't have had an attack of opportunity, because they wouldn't have known you're an enemy.
Yeah, I was about to say I should have moved first. I kind of want to move forwards a little bit, like kind of closer to Delilah, if that's okay.
Okay, that would give you 2 enemies attack of opportunity on you.
Okay, never mind. No, thank you. I'm good.
All right, gotcha. All right, so next up is the orc soldiers' turn. So they're gonna have a decent amount of movement. They're gonna start moving over to you guys. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. They're gonna use their dash action to get to this woman. They're gonna start attacking her. And then so that both use their action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and dash action to get there. Dash action to get around her. 10, 15. 65, just barely makes it there. And this guy is going to go ahead and actually, he's going to stick with 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's going to stay here. And that's going to be the end of their turn. They used all their actions to just get over to you guys. So, is now the Steelfist Legion soldiers' turn. And now they have been alerted to you guys that you guys are now enemies. So they're going to go ahead and attack Lyris and Alora.
Woohoo!
All right, so it's going to be a lot of roll the hits. So I'm going to go ahead and just give me patience for just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the one right here that is going to attack Alora, so it's going to be a 19 hit. Hits. Okay, so that's
wait, sorry. I realized I should mention, obviously for all of these attacks, I can use fighting style protection, so they've all got to use disadvantage on their attack roll.
Good to know. Gotcha. I forgot. All right, and then actually you got a natural 1 with that. So yeah,
fantastic.
So that's a 9 total. So he misses. This guy is the one right next behind Alora, right to the right of her. This guy's now going to go with disadvantage. That was a natural 20 and a 17. So good thing you had disadvantage. But that's 25 to hit total. So he hits. That is, and to you, Alora, that is 5 points of slashing damage.
Yes,
behind
tis but a scratch.
In your back. Lyris, this one behind, the one directly behind you is going to attack you.
Is it me?
With disadvantage, of course. Or no, just regular attack.
Yeah, regular attack to me. Yeah, I can't oppose disadvantage on myself.
Right. I'm pretty sure that misses. That is a 13 to hit.
Yeah, that misses.
All right, the one behind you, a little bit to the back of you, is going to go like this. This red guy. Diagonal. 19.
If it's anything above 18.
Yeah, it hits you. So that's going to be 6 points of damage.
Yeah, that's fine.
Slashing damage. And then 18 directly, so that just barely hits you. The one to your left. Yep. And then 5 points, another 5 points of slashing damage on you.
Sounds good.
So all these guys are pretty getting pretty meaty hits, but so far pretty good. Next up is the woman, the drow woman, and now time for her to flex her skills. She is going to go ahead and cast. What is she going to cast? All right, I found what she's going to do. All right, so she's going to cast a 6th level spell still. I don't even have a 60-foot radius determiner.
We're all within 60
foot radius. Well, she's not going to use it on you guys. She's trying not to because you're her friend. So she's going to cast it basically like this. I mean, it's going to be much wider than this, but she's going to hit all of these people in this circle of death. So just
nice.
to
Can you
show it to you guys.
Just one shots everybody, and we got all upset for no reason.
There we go.
I mean, it's literally called the Circle of Death.
And all right, so I think that stays there. Ripples out each creature that must fail. No, it's instantaneous, right? Yeah, it's instantaneous. So she's gonna cast it at 6th level. So that's her highest level spell out of the way. But she is now going to, that is 68 or
They've got to do a spell.
8d6. Sorry,
8d6.
Spell
And they've
save
8d6.
DC of 16.
And they have to save it. So
otherwise half damage. Damn. Circle of
all
Death.
right, sorry, but
Yeah,
4,
it's pretty
5,
natty.
6, 7, 8. All right. Time to roll, and then we're gonna roll some con
Okay.
saves if you don't mind sticking with me through all this madness.
That's all right.
Mhm.
We're here for the ride.
All right, this is a lot of dice. 5, 8, 12, 14, 16, 19, 25, and 27. That rolled pretty shitty, actually.
The
So 29 points of damage total. And then they have to make some con saves to save from that. So
Or
it's
it'll
going
be
to be
half
a couple
damage.
con save.
Which half damage
Yeah, or it'll be
rounds down, right?
yeah.
To be
All right,
14.
remember the damage I just rolled? It was 29.
So
Okay,
29 or 14 on a failed.
All right, so for these guys, for Constitution, it's actually a hardy Constitution. So let's see. Let's start rolling one by one. So it's 5 people. So first guy is an 18. He saves. The spell save DC was what?
16.
16. Yeah, so he passes. Second one, 5 does not pass.
Rip.
Third one, 9 does not pass.
You
This
shall
one,
not.
8 does not pass. And then the commander of these guys, the general, he has a hardier constitution than they do. Oh, that's a cocked. That is 14. So these only one guy saves, really.
So 29
right,
damage
so-
to all of them, 14 to one that did save.
Yeah, so real quick, let me just go in here. Do. So first one, so all these guys have taken some hardy damage. So 29. One second, I'll calculate the damage.
No worries. Me and Di can just think of what we're going to be doing. Have you, whilst he's doing that, have you got any plans that I can help with at all, Rhea?
I mean, going by the fact that she cast a 6th level spell,
Mm-hmm.
she's strong. I mean, we're level 6, but I'm pretty sure only Millie and I have only got level 3 spells right now.
Yeah.
So she is strong.
Mhm.
So ideally, we don't want to attack. We want to basically save attacking her because she is still charmed until we attack her. So theoretically, we don't want to attack her till right at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I was considering maybe trying to just knock her out, basically,
Okay. Yeah.
hit her in the back of the head. But if I fail that, then, well, we're fucked. So ideally, I think we should probably just try and keep her alive. I don't have a lot that I can do though, which really sucks.
All right, I'm back. So sorry, damage done. Don't mean to interrupt you guys. Damage is complete.
So good.
This is a lot of damage I had to manage that
That's
once.
fine.
I didn't mean to crack under pressure. But I believe that's gonna be the end of her turn because she doesn't have anything else to use, and that's one of her main utilities. Otherwise, that's her. Wyrus, it's your turn. So you got Steelfist Legion soldiers around you,
Yep.
and you got orc soldiers swarming the drow woman.
Yep. So I am going to. So right, of the ones, there's one behind me, one to my left, and one to my kind of back left. of which was the ones that actually managed to hit? Which was the second one that was able to hit me?
The red guy, I think, was able to hit you. I think.
And who was the other one? Because two of them hit me.
Um,
It was the
let me
third. The
see.
third.
I
The
think
third one was the one that failed. So it was the.
then these two, the ones on both on your left side.
Okay, so I'm going to turn directly to the one that is directly to my left.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw out my sword and be like, what should I say? This is the last day you will harm anyone, and just go for a two-handed slash.
All right. So go ahead and slash one. The which one do you want to hit? Or you got 2 hits. Do you want to hit both each one once?
I'm pretty certain my extra attack is only to the same person.
Okay, so go ahead.
Well, okay. It says you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Is that? Can I attack 2 people then? I guess provided they're both from range. I'll let you be the judge on that one. I'll put it in the chat so you
yeah,
can
you
actually
can
see
you
it.
can
It just
touch 2
says that.
separate people. So what would you like to do?
Okay. So yeah, I'll do. So I'm gonna swing first, just a slash against the kind of goldy yellow dice, the one directly next to me, and then kind of as I'm going back, I'm then gonna go for a stab against the one that's slightly further away from me.
Yeah, so these said these 2. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll for the first hit on that guy right there.
21,
Okay.
and for the second hit, 9.
All right. So
And I'm gonna cast.
this first one hits. The second one does not.
Cool. So for the one that hits, I will cast Divine Smite at level 1,
Okay, go ahead.
which is going to be 12 damage, and then the actual damage is 12, so 24 damage against that one that's directly to my left.
All right, so I will get right on that. And so and then how much you said 12 points slashing damage plus
12 point divine
smite 12 points, so
radiant.
24 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right. Easy enough. So you go ahead and you, Virus, you wind up and you swing and you swing at the first one, you miss, but then your sword glows with radiant energy for the one directly next to you, and you strike him right in like the rib cage, and he basically just yells out in pain as you basically broke through his armor, and yeah, you basically just cut through him, and then you see blood just start pour out of the wound, and he's just kind of you bastard. Is that gonna be in your turn?
Oof.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn. Yeah, there's nothing else I need to do.
All right, so go ahead and all right, that's the end of your turn. Delilah, it's your turn.
All right then.
So you got a little bit going on in front of you.
Yeah. I'm in a bit of a pickle.
Do you reckon you could potentially, considering you've still got the charm on her, do you reckon you could somehow convince her to either stand down or convince her to attack her own guards, maybe? I know it might be tough, but you could turn around and be like, hey, those guys behind are traders or something.
I could. I'm just trying to think of a way to phrase it.
In the meantime, by the way, Laura, have a think of what you might do next because your turn's coming up.
I am.
Because that's the hard thing is we want to utilize her as much as possible or save her till last. And you're in a really good position where you can kind of whisper to her.
Okay, I'm going to like grab her by the shoulder. And I'm going to say, what am I going to say? I literally had it in my head and then it just disappeared. I'm gonna say there's too many of them. We need to leave now. Otherwise, you'll never get promoted.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage. Yeah, because she's charmed. So
Persuasion with advantage was a 20.
Didn't even need advantage.
all right. She goes, all right. We'll figure out a way to flee and just. All right. Let's try and get out of here. All right. You still got
My
your action
hero.
and movement. Currently, none of the the orcs that are surrounding her, they don't get attacks of opportunity on you, so you're still able to move around freely.
Hopefully they won't hurt her.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the orcs, and basically be like, "Don't worry, I'll sort this out. Just keep doing your thing. Don't worry about her. She won't do anything. Let's go."
Okay, so you got do you want to do like a spell or anything this turn, or do you want to just add that to be it?
I mean, there's not really anything that I can do spell wise.
You could fling out an Eldritch Blast behind you or something just to do a bit of extra damage. Maybe.
I could, but then she's probably going to ask why the fuck I'm attacking Steelfist Legion, and then I have to try and come up with an excuse for that.
True. I mean, you could go with you could say they're traitors or something, but then that would involve you doing another like persuasion check, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna say I'm going to make this comment loudly so that the drow lady can hear. And I'm basically just gonna yell, "Traitors! How dare you touch my friends!"
Okay.
So that she's kind of like, "Oh, they're hurting the people that we're not supposed to hurt." And then I'm gonna fling an Eldritch Blast their way.
All right, go ahead and fire Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I'm going to aim one. So two rays. One's going to go to the one next to Laura, and one's going to go to the one next to Lyris.
Yeah, makes
Okay,
sense.
gotcha.
Yeah. Right is D20 and is D20. I said is D. Wait, did two of them go through?
No, just one.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. Oh wait.
yeah,
Hang on. I get the spell attack bonus. Okay, so I got 14 and I got 12.
Yeah, so none of them hit. Sorry,
Ah.
but yeah. So you shoot, but they both arc wide. And honestly, the officer doesn't even look at you. She literally just like she didn't even respond to you. She's still just busy dealing with the orcs in front of her.
Oh, I'm so useless in a fight.
That's just really unlucky. Like you
I'm
D20
just-
to get both under 10. That's unlucky.
Really just useless.
Otherwise, I think is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Yeah, I mean,
you
there's
still have
nothing
movement
else
and
I
stuff.
can do.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's time. Now it's time for the orc general. So what he's gonna do? He has some fun stuff. He is going to. First off, he's gonna rage.
Okay.
Here we go.
And he's gonna run in. This is gonna be funny because I think this guy is actually gonna have moved here. I don't mean to go back in time, but I think knowing that his commander would have like gone in and done stuff, I'm gonna say they
would
would
leave
just move because
space.
he didn't really attack him, so I mean it doesn't not like have to take back damage or anything. So he's gonna run in, and he's gonna go into a frenzy, as well. So what he's gonna do is, and then he's gonna go ahead and roll. I think like, I think 2 attacks. I think on his regular turn, and then or 3 attacks on his regular turn. Then he gets 1 as a bonus action. So he's gonna first roll to hit. That is all right. First off to hit. That is a 12. 12 does not hit. That is another 12 that does also not hit. So that's 2 attacks already gone. Third one, ooh, it's an 8. It's a 10. 10 that does not hit. And the last hit for bonus action, ooh, that hits. It's 25. So that's going to be a total of 8 points of slashing damage to her. All right, but I think that's it. So, and you can't really do much else this turn. So, Aurora, your turn. Back to you again.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm in a bit of like a predicament. Because I have spells. I have quite a few cool spells that I want to use. However, I would have to move. No, I can't. See, they're like AoE, which also means Lyris would also have to be under a lot of he could also get very hurt. So I'm gonna have to stick with Scorching Ray for now, and and maybe Lyris moves on his turn. I don't know, because I was looking at Fireball and it was like, oh yeah, a sphere. Oh yeah, this, and I was like, oh okay, I guess I can't do that.
But I mean, if you were to warn, if you, I don't know if correct me if this is something that would maybe not be really allowed. But if Allura was to kind of like preemptively shout to Lyris and be like duck or prepare or whatever, if I was to kind of turn my shield directly.
Oh, sorry, I mean to interrupt you. By the way, she's also not charmed anymore because she got hit.
But she didn't get hit by us though.
No, it doesn't matter if she gets hit by anyone. It
okay,
it takes away the charms, so she's no longer charmed. So she looks back. After she gets hit with a great axe in the arm. She basically turns back to Delilah and looks at you with this bloodshot stare, and she says, "You bastard."
Rhea, you're not talking.
Sorry, I muted myself. It says the charmed creature. Sorry. If it fails for. I can't read. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
So
wrong.
it's not.
So yeah.
So instead of if an ally attacks it, which she still thinks we are.
All right, so never mind. I was
thank
wrong.
God.
I was wrong.
So so going back to what I was saying, Dry Bones, tell me if this is something that we couldn't do. But if Delilah was to, if Allura, I'm tired now. If Allura was to call out and warn me that she was about to use Fireball, and I was to kind of like almost like I think like Captain America, like hiding behind his shield at Allura, would I be able to at least be able to kind of fluff a disadvantage? Would I be able to do like basically her attack roll would be disadvantage on me? So there is still the chance it could hit me, but there's less of a chance that it would hit me.
Yeah. Okay.
So that basically the attack that she does, where she does the attack roll for everybody, the attack roll against me would be on a disadvantage.
Because of
she pre-warned me, and I would hold my shield up.
I don't know if that I wouldn't say that would give you disadvantage or hit her disadvantage. No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, fair enough. But Laura, it's up to you if you want to go for it. I've got the hit points. If it's a big enough AoE damage, I would still say Lyris would normally tell you to go for it because I've got high hit points, I've got a high armor class, so hopefully you'd miss me anyway. And even if you did do damage to me, if you're doing a ton of damage to the rest of them anyway, I can always heal myself back up afterwards.
Yeah, I'd have to move to do it because it's ranged.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, that's probably not the best idea then because they're going to get attack of opportunity on you, so then you're going to get hit twice just to then hit me.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just want to play with my other spell. God damn it! I'll do Scorching Ray again.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead and roll the hit for, and you're doing for the Steelfist Legion soldiers, right?
Yes, 27.
All right, go ahead. So hits.
20.
Hits.
11.
Does not hit. So you roll the hit for 2 of them.
Can I use my thingy, whatever it was called, to reroll my last one?
I thought that's for rerolling damage, not for rerolling.
I thought it was rerolling spell thing.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Oh, there's so many of them.
It's meta magic. I think it's stronger magic or something. It's
yeah, I read it wrong. Brain go burr. All right.
Yeah, it's damage dice.
5.
Which is 10.
And an 8.
Which is 13.
You could reroll the damage if you wanted to. How much damage is Scorching Ray normally? What is the dice roll for it?
I don't know.
All right, so click on your spells. Click on the little eye next to the spell, and it will tell you what the damage is.
86.
So the maximum that it would normally be is 12. So the 8 wasn't too bad, but the 5 is less than half. So you could consider re-rolling the 5.
I mean, fuck it. Let's re-roll the 5. I mean, it's nice to play around with stuff, right? Yeah, let's try it. I gotta use a sorcery point for it, though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the 5. Woo! Hey, 6.
Okay.
Which is 11 with the extra 5 damage you get. So that's 13 damage and 11 damage.
Okay.
Which ones were you actually firing against, Bunny?
Well, I hit her the right, so the one next to me and the one next to you.
The one that I've already hit a little bit of.
Yeah. So the purple one, and the one that's on next to you. So.
All right. I think that's it. So, yep, damage done. So you keep scorching, you keep arcing these rays, and they keep impacting these. They impact 2 of these soldiers, and you see like their armor. Although it does take the impact, it kind of like impact. You can see the armor begins to like bend in and start to melt just a little bit from the heat from your fire.
Woo.
But yeah, is that gonna be the end of your turn? All right. Now it's the orc soldier's turn. Now they're just gonna gang up on her, but only these guys aren't actually in range. They're 10 feet away technically, so only 2 of them can actually attack her. So they are going to go ahead and keep making slashes with their great axe. First off, 13, which is not hit, and then natural 1, so does not hit.
Bam.
All right, and for the rest of them, as that was their go, but they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. One's going to get right there. One's going to try and hit that Steelfist Legion soldier. That is a 18, so that auto hits. And he's going to go ahead and do 15 points of slashing damage.
Not bad.
Yeah, so he just goes in and he cleaves and it just hits his. Although he has his shield up, it glides right past his shield and hits him right in the chest. The other guy is going to go ahead and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's just out of range. So he's got a dash just to get right there. Other guy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 dash to get right there. But that's it for them. And this guy is going to go 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 dash. 50, 55, 56. He's just going to stand here, I think.
Yep.
Or actually, 40, 45, 40, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, and then 70. So there's going to start surrounding Steelfist Legion soldiers. All right.
Oh, good.
That's the end of their turn. They use their actions to dash a lot. And then Steelfist Legion soldiers, they're going to go ahead and they notice they're being surrounded and are actually instead of hitting you two are going to aim for the orc soldiers. So these guys are already pretty hurt from the magic spell from earlier, but they're going to give their best attempt. Those are those guys.
Those are those
that
guys.
Yeah. All right. So let's roll a hit. Actually, why don't we? That is a 13. Does not hit. Does it? No, it does not. 13 does not hit.
The suspense.
11 does not hit. So that's these 2 guys just went, and then this last guy that is a 15, which just hits. Yeah, that just hits the so these 2 guys just actually no, that it would have gone that since it's Steelfist Legion soldier's turn, this guy would have moved and then hit. That would have been his attack. This would have been his attack, and that would have been his attack. So this guy hits that guy. Sorry for the confusion.
That's all right.
And then so they're going to go ahead and strike him. He's going to hit. So that is 5 points of slashing damage against the orc. And seems to make a actual impact. The Steelfist Legion guy is going to go ahead and attack you, Iris.
That's fine. He can try.
That is a 20 to hit, so that hits, I assume.
Yeah.
And then 8 points of damage on you.
Okay.
And then this last Steelfist Legion guard is going to go ahead and attack this orc right there. As a 10 does not hit. All right. It's all good. That is the Steelfist Legion soldier's turn. Now it is the time for the officer to go right here.
Oh, snap.
She does not have. She is pissed off at this point, and despite her friend's best interest, Delilah, she's going to go ahead and use Cloud Kill on this entire region. So that is going to go ahead and be a 5th level spell. It's a 20-foot radius sphere. Gone pretty much done right there. And that is going to go. It's a concentration spell, so she's also concentrating. One second.
Is it one that we get to do a saving throw to try and avoid?
Yes, I'm about to get to that. Sorry about that.
That's fine. That's fine. Just because in preparation, I'm just going to put this in the chat now. This is something that I gained when we last leveled up, and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. Basically, whenever me or a friendly creature within 10 feet of me has to make a saving throw, we gain a bonus to the saving throw equal to my charisma modifier, which is 3. So basically, me and Bunny will be able to have a +3 to our saving throws.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and roll. That is a 5d8. Sorry, 1 second.
That's all right.
All right. All right, so that is not a lot. 5, 7, 8, 14 points of damage. So make a Constitution saving throw if you don't mind for me. Alora and Lyris, we'll start with you two.
Yeah, what we trying to hit?
You are trying. Just go ahead and do it. I'll tell you if you pass.
Okay. I got 22 with my +3, so technically 25.
You pass. So go.
Didn't even need my
All right.
+3.
So you guys, the creature takes on the creature takes 5d8 on a failed save or half as much on a successful. All right, so you guys both save. So that
7.
you guys take 7 points of damage. Yep.
Yep.
You guys got the gist. All right, and then for the rest of these guys, they're in it for a really bad time. So let me just go ahead. Roll for damage for these guys. We go and roll our con saves, don't we? So for the first Steelfist Legion soldier, that is going to be a con save. So that is a 14. I think he saves. Let me just check. Yes, he doesn't. No, he fails. He fails.
Right.
So that's first one failure. With a 14, so he's going to take 14 points. 20. All right. The orc is going to go ahead and take some damage now. He is going to roll 19, so 22. He saves. So that is going to go ahead and be, for this guy, a okay. All right. And then now it's time. You two saved, so you took 7 damage already. These guys are gonna go ahead and go now. They are gonna go ahead and take that damage. Let's go ahead. That is a 17. They pass, so that is gonna be 7 damage instead. All right, this guy that attacked Lyris is about right behind him. That is a 19. He passes. So that is going to go ahead and be All right, and then behind this, the red dice in between the orc and right diagonal, but of Lyris. 16. He just passes. So, and then the last Steelfist Legion soldier is him, and he's going to take 16 points of damage, or he just saves, so he just makes it. All right, and then for the last 3 orcs, sorry guys, this is a lot.
That's okay.
This guy over here is gonna go ahead and natural 20, he saves. Natural 1, he fails.
Horrifically.
Yeah, pretty horrifically. And then natural 1 again, so this guy fails horrifically again. All right, that's the end of Cloud Kill, and it's going to go ahead and continue to permeate there. So I'll go ahead and post it in chat for you guys, just so you guys get a good idea already. There you guys go.
Thank you.
That's going to go and stay there for up to 10 minutes, and it's a concentration spell though. So she's now concentrating on that.
So with that 10-minute spell, so what happens? Is it just like
every turn you guys have to make a con save if you're in that ring.
Right, I see. So for next time it comes to our turns again, we've got to do it another spell. Yeah, okay.
All right, so that's that. Now this is a lot. And that is going to be the end of her turn. That was quite a deadly turn, honestly. Lyris, your turn. So you're in the ring, but you're also surrounded by 2 guards who would get attacks opportunity on you as well.
That's if I move, that is.
That is if you move.
Yeah, which I'm not going to move. So the 2 people that I attacked first are both still alive. Obviously, there's the one that I did a large amount of damage to. How's he looking, by the way? Because he's been hit by Laura once, me once, and that cloud kill.
Which this guy?
So the yellow guy, yeah, because I did 20. Right. I did 24 damage to him. Laura did a decent amount, and obviously the cloud kill. How's he looking?
He's looking okay. He's not like close to death, but he's looking pretty hurt. He could take a few more attacks though. He doesn't look like he's about on death's door or anything like that.
Cool. Let's see. I'm going to Laura, how are you looking?
I'm so good to say my hit points, right? I don't know if that's like metal or not.
You're not supposed to say your hit points, but like
yeah,
you're supposed to just be like how
I'm doing good. Like
you're doing okay.
Yeah, took a couple hits, but I'm good.
All right, cool. I'll save like healing spells, and for maybe my next turn. For now, I'll continue doing damage. Cool. So I will do pretty much the same thing that I did last turn. I'm going to go for a swing on the I literally same thing I did last time. I'll go for a swing on the yellow guy, and on the back of that swing, I'll go for another jab at the one diagonal from me.
Okay, so go ahead.
So
actually, no, the guy. I should have said this. But the guy. Actually, I'm just realizing now. The guy diagonally from me is actually 10 feet from you, technically.
I mean, do you want to role play? I did say I was going for like a jab, so it would be rather than a slash. I guess that still would be 10 feet. That's fine. We'll ignore the first attack because the first attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I don't care that much.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We'll carry on from
these
here.
These 2 are the ones you can hit. If you're trying to hit Steelfist Legion, the ones behind you and the one to your left are the ones you can hit.
That's fine. I'll go to hit those anyway, and it doesn't matter about the last turn because I missed him anyway, so it's not like we have to reduce any damage. So yep, I'll do. I'll slash at the yellow one first, and then on the back swing, I'll go for another slash on the one directly behind me.
All right, so go ahead.
So first one. 18, second one 16.
The first one hits, second one does not.
Okay,
just barely.
That's fine. And again, on this, on the first one, I will cast Divine Smite at level 1 to do some extra damage. So with the damage as well, ignore this. So total I got 17 damage. to hit.
Okay, 17 damage for the first attack. Yep.
Yeah, and obviously the second one missed.
All right, so the second one, go ahead.
But the second one missed, you said.
Oh yeah, second yeah. So you just go and basically just do like a back, and you do like a slash, and you hit the guy across from you. And I'll just say, when she cast this, it was this like large purple cloud that just like emitted out of like certain, and it spread into this radius. And wow, you say, and you see this as basically Lyris and all of them are just basically lost in this smoke, as you can barely even see. Lyris, you're still able to see because like these guys are like right next to you,
Yeah, yeah.
and this doesn't really scare your vision; it just hurts a lot. Um, Otherwise, is that gonna be the end of your turn? So you got decent amount of damage out.
Whilst they are under the fog, I'm guessing I can't move and they'd still get the attack of opportunity, wouldn't they? Even though they're in the fog.
Yes.
That's fine. Then yeah, I won't be moving. I will stay where I am and end my turn.
All right. So, Delilah, your turn.
Well. Ugh, I'm so useless. It's like there's nothing that I can do. Let me full screen the camera so I can see what the fuck is going on. Would I be able to? I mean, all I can do is Eldritch Blast. That's all that I can do.
Okay.
That has pinpoint aim anyway. Everything else is like, oh, like a cone of this, or I have to be touching them or something. So, and I can't really get close enough. I don't really want to go into that cloud either. So, yeah, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, and
All
I'm
right.
going
Who are
to
you trying to aim
cast
for?
it. Sorry.
Who are you aiming for?
I'm going to who. Is there anybody who you would say that like I can't get in terms of Steelfist Legion people?
No, you could hit pretty much all of them. Yeah, you could pretty much hit all of them,
Okay.
whichever one you choose.
I'd like to aim for the same ones as I did before.
All right. So they moved a little bit, but there's
Yeah.
one behind Lyris, and then which one's the other one you wanted to hit?
I'll go for the one that's beside Alora.
I think before, correct me if I'm wrong, Ria, she's talking about the ones, you know, the one that I keep doing damage to? As in
Yeah.
the yellowy dice and the purpley dice, pinky dice?
Well, she hit last time. She hit behind Aurora, and then she hit the one. This one, though, that was behind Aurora, it went and moved to fight the orc.
Oh, but she did say before the two beside us, not behind us.
Yeah.
All right, then that's fine.
Okay, so who am I aiming for? I don't know.
So if you who would you like to hit these two then?
Yeah, I'll go for the purple dice, and I'll go for the one that's like kind of got orc and Lyris around it.
Orc.
All right, go ahead
Orc.
and roll the hit for each.
Okie dokie. Right. D20. Great, that won't hit. That will.
Yeah, it does.
7 and 18 for the
Nice.
audio.
Yeah, 7 and 18. Well, technically 13 and
20.
over 20.
25.
And
Something like
these
that.
two, right? The ones beside them.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, gotcha. All right, go ahead. So roll for damage for the second one, the one next to Lyris.
Only a 5.
Still pretty good. All right, and
Thank
so you see through the this purple cloud, Lyris, you see like an arcing beam of force energy. It's like this sort of like white beam of force energy that and goes impacts them. Steelfist Legion almost knocks him off his feet as he's fighting both of these orcs as they're going in storming him. Is that gonna be in your turn?
Yeah, I don't really want to move into that cloud. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now it is the orc general's turn, and he is going to go ahead and he's raging. So that is going to go ahead and be like a 23 that hits her. And let's see how many hit. So, and then second one, it's 10 misses. Third one, 11 misses. And then fourth one, 11 again misses. So only one hits. And that is going to be 7 damage to her as he takes taking these cleaves, and she takes 1 this turn. All right. All right. Yeah, and then she takes the hit, but she kind of she takes like she like tries to block it with like her arm. Like you can see like she like moves up her arm to block it, and then you can see like her bracelet starts to be revealed, but then it like slips a little bit and kind of cuts deep in her a little bit, and it draws some decent blood in her. But that's gonna be the end of his turn. Aurora, it's your turn.
Guess he's using Scorching Rays again, lol, because I can't use anything else.
Okay.
Why do I have to be ranged? Such. Okay, well, let's go for Scorching Rays again, shall we? Unless... No, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to hit the one that's next to me.
Okay.
That's like that rear went for as well, the one that's next to the Lyris. And
All right.
the one behind Lyris too.
All right. Gotcha.
14, 18,
Second one just hits.
and 10.
All right. So and then where's you want to hit? So these 3 you wanted to hit the one right here and here. The one to your left, and then the one behind Lyris, and the one next to him,
Yeah.
right? All right.
Yeah.
So roll damage for the, I think, just the middle one. So you're hitting the guy just behind Lyris.
3.
All right. But that's 8 total.
8. Yeah.
All right. He's looking pretty hurt, I'll say.
Cool.
He's looking pretty hurt. Is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Time for the orc soldier's turn. So one by one, they're gonna make their turn. So around this turn. Okay, Aurora, make a Constitution saving throw for me. Because you have to save from the cloud gas each on your turn.
15.
All right, and then that's +3, so you save, so take 7 damage. All right, orc soldiers. First guy, he's gonna go ahead and make a con save first. That is a natural 1. He fails. A lot of natural 1s on the enemy teams here today. Okay, he took that damage. This guy, he's gonna go ahead and roll a con save. Okay, that's a 20. He saves. He takes 7 damage though. He's looking pretty rough as well. The guy up here, right next to the one that was swinging at Lyris. That is a 10. He fails, so he's gonna take 14 damage. And then the one also that gang up on him. And that is going to be a 4. He fails, so that he's looking the worst out of everybody. All right. After they've taken all that damage, they're going to go ahead and each go. Now this one right here, the one that is attacking the one that's next to Aurora, is going to go ahead. He's going to roll a hit. That is a 13. He misses. The one that is going to be behind is attacking the Steelfist Legion in the farthest back. He's going to go ahead and attack. There's another 13. He misses. I'm going to choose a different die. These suck. All right. 12. He misses again. And then the last guy. Oh, he hits 23. So the one that's attacking the one that's next to Lyris, he gets a hit in, and that's going to go ahead and be 7 points of damage total. All right, and that's going to be these two, these two are going to go ahead and take a hit on the officer. So first guy is going to go ahead and hit. Let's see, natural 1, he misses, and then that's a 10, he misses. Wow, these rolls are awful. Okay. Wow, that's awful. Okay, and now it's time for the Steelfist Legion soldiers to go. They're going to go ahead and fight. This is just a fight back and forth between these guys a lot. These guys are going to go ahead and roll to hit for the orcs. That is an 18 for the one that's next to the water, and he's going to go ahead and hit the orc. And he's going to go ahead and take another. Let's see what he takes. He takes 9 points of damage from that. He's going to make a con save. He fails, so he takes 14 more points of damage. He's looking pretty rough. Okay, so yeah, then that's gonna be that, and then he's gonna this guy's gonna go and roll the hit. That is a 21, which hits. And he's gonna go ahead and hit the orc, over there. All right, so that's going to be 9 more points of damage. All right, these guys are looking pretty low. And then he's going to go ahead. That soldier's going to make a con save. He fails, so he can take 14 points of damage. All right. Next up, the guy's going to go ahead and take a stab at Lyrus behind your back.
How rude.
He's 20. He's 20 to hit. He hits you, I assume.
Yeah, that hits.
And it's an 11 points of slashing damage on you. And then that guy's can make a con save. That is a 19, but he passes it, so he only takes 7. All right, so okay. The one is going to go ahead and take a swing at that orc. That is a 14 to hit, does not hit him. And then he's going to make a con save. Fails. So 14 points of damage. And then this guy who's surrounded by orcs, he's going to take a swing at one of them. 18, he hits. He's going to hit the one that looks really injured. And then that guy's going to go ahead and hit him, and then that is going to be 5 points of damage. And this guy, that one orc that's attacking is like barely holding on by a thread. And then finally, the Steelfist Legion soldier is going to make a con save. 18. He passes, so he takes only just a little bit of damage. All right, that's the end of their turn, which is a long turn. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Next is the officer's turn, who's being surrounded. Now, what is she gonna do? Okay. Well, first off, let's see how much damage you guys have to see. How much do you want to save from? Because on this turn, I'm gonna see how much damage is going to be done, if they save it or not. So we'll go ahead and do it. 9, 11, 12. 15 points of damage. So if you guys fail your con saves on this turn, you're going to take 15 points of damage. If not, you take 7 again. All right. But she is going to. What is she going to use? She is going to use. She can't use that. That would kill her concentration. She's not going to do that. She's going to cast Mage Armor. And so now she is going to gain. Or not, that's Magic Missile. Whoops.
Whoops.
There we go. So now she's going to go ahead and gain class 13 plus Dex mod. All right. And so now she has a shimmer of mage armor on herself. So she's harder to hit now as well. and that is going to, and that lasts for 8 hours. All right, and that's going to be the end of her turn. Lyris, it's your turn.
Cool. So they're all still alive. You said the one that I've been attacking this entire time. You said that he was looking pretty weak, right?
Yeah, he is.
All right, cool. However, I do need to consider doing some healing. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a boring turn. In all honesty, it's a little bit annoying that like I have I think like 4 different healing spells now, or like 4 different ways I can heal, but all of them are my action, so I can't, or like I still can't heal and attack, which is a bit of a shame. And as much as I'd love to just do some more attacking and put it off till next turn, I'm scared that if I put it off till next turn, I might, if things were to go really badly, I could go down. Alora, you haven't taken any hits recently, have you?
I did.
So how are you looking? Are you
I'm feeling a little rough.
a little rough?
One may say.
All right. Obviously, I'm still within 5 feet of Alora, so I'm going to kind of, while still kind of facing the 2 that I'm attacking, I feel like I'm kind of back to back with Alora at this point. I'm going to kind of place my hand on her behind me and myself, and cast Lay on Hands. I'm going to give myself 20 points of healing, and Alora, I'll give you 10.
Thank you.
No worries. And that will unfortunately have to be the end of my turn because that's all I can do.
Okay. Good turn. All right. So, Delilah, it is your turn.
Well, once again, not a huge amount that I can do. I mean, I could get creative and throw like my hand axe, but I'm not exactly dexterous.
Mm-hmm.
So if I missed, I might kill somebody else that I shouldn't. Let me take a look at my cantrips again, and let's just see. Is there? I mean, there's that. Oh, they're quite good on their constitution though, so that's useless. I can't use that. Okay, I am going to be an idiot and I'm going to walk into the cloud. And I'm going to walk straight up to, sorry, I've just got to full screen this again so that I can see. So I've got all of the windows like minimized. I am going to approach the one besides Alora. So I'm basically going to like stop in front of Alora. Well, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So what you got here is you're like you'd be like right here, but the orc, but there's a building right here, so you need like it'd be hard for you to shimmy your way past.
Okay. Okay, I'll just go like right in front of Alora then. To like
Okay,
diagonal
right
up.
here.
Yeah, there we go. Would I diagonal? Yeah, you can still attack from like diagonals, can't you?
It's considered 10 feet still. So you know
fuck.
what? Here, you can. I'll say like you shimmy by. Since you're so small, you can shimmy by and hit them.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So go ahead and make a melee
Thank
attack
you.
without disadvantage.
Cool. I mean, I'm going to be casting Shocking Grasp, which is
Oh
a
yeah,
touch.
never mind.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast that. I'll pop it into the chat. I make a melee spell attack, and I have advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal, which I do believe he is wearing.
They are, so you have advantage.
Nice. So melee spell attack. I mean, if I just go to my core, and then if I just click that, I got advantage, so 24.
Hits. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. Now I believe it is 1d8 lightning damage, and it cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn, whenever that is. Right, 1d8 lightning. I got a 4.
Okay, so
Out of interest as well, sorry to be that guy that's like it's like the guy in school being like, "Hey teacher, didn't we have homework? Should we have been rolling every now and then to stop the gas cloud from hurting us again?"
That's what you're doing. The Constitution saves.
I
you
haven't.
can't. You're doing. Well, it hasn't been your turn yet, right? Or
I mean, I've had like me and Laura have had several turns now.
Yeah, no, last turn I did do a
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Laura's had to roll
I
for
forgot.
it.
I guess I forgot to prompt you later. So you go ahead and make a Constitution save.
and mine is with +3 as well, so that'd be 17.
You pass, so take 7 damage.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm probably gonna have to do this as well now because I'm with
Yep.
Cloud.
So go and make a Constitution save, even though you did that damage. And he looks pretty
Okay.
rough. He's looking very bad.
Am I within 10 feet of Lyris? Does his buff thing count for me too?
Yeah, my
No, you're 10 feet away from. Where's your aura 10 feet?
10 feet, yeah.
So you're out of it. You're just out of it. You're
well, it's alright. I
15
got
feet away from
19
him.
anyway.
Yeah, so you pass. So take 7 damage.
Yay, 7.
All right. Yeah, but that no, you send this electricity from your hand into his armor, and it shocks his entire being basically because his whole dude's has like a metal armor. So is that gonna be the end of your turn, Delilah? You can now that he can't take reactions, so you can walk out of his range without taking without him getting an attack opportunity on you.
Good point.
You can't too, or no.
Can I move behind Alora? Am I able to continuing shimmy, or maybe I should just go step
You were
in front of
here, so
Lyris instead?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 30 feet of movement you've already done. So
okay, so I can't move again.
yeah. So
Okay. I'll just be hugging this orc's butt.
all right, gotcha. You're hugging the orc's butt.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the orc soldiers.
It.
It's time for math. Here we go.
Quick math.
All right, first turn to hit. He's going to go ahead and we'll go and do all the roll the hits real quick. Or let's do con saves first. Actually, I changed my mind. That is a 20. He passes, so 7 damage. And then second orc, which is right here. He's going to go ahead and roll save. That is a 19. He passes. He takes 7 damage. The one right here is going to save. Let's try to save. He fails, and he collapses and dies. As one orc down.
Nice. Wait. Oh wait. That's one of ours.
Not nice.
Shit.
Yeah, orcs on your side, I guess.
Bollocks.
And then this guy saves, and he takes 7 damage. All right, that's all the saves out of the way. So those guys, that's what we got now. And now they're going to go ahead and attack Steelfist Legion soldiers. So Rhea's going to go and team up with you and swing at the guy who's trying to hit.
Nice.
That is a 10. He misses.
Nice. Wait,
not nice? Not nice. This guy's going to go ahead and attack this Steelfist Legion soldier back here. And he is going to roll a hit. He hits. So that is... Or not... ooh, that's nasty. 15 points of damage. He cleaves into the Steelfist Legion's shoulder. Basically goes down vertically on him. Second, and then this guy is going to go ahead and swing at the other Steelfist Legion soldier. That is a hits with the 26, I think. So that is a 10 points of damage. And he's the guy he just attacked looks really bad now. He looks really awful. He's on death's door basically. The orc finally these two that are attacking the Miss Officer are going to attack her. That's a natural 1, and that's a 10. So they both fail. So she keeps it up. All right. I believe that's it. All right. So now it is the Steelfist Legion soldiers' turn. It's great that they roll initiative right after each other, so they make me do a lot of work. They're gonna go ahead and roll it to hit the orc soldiers again. So this orc soldier, he's gonna try and hit this the one that's next that Delilah was hugging his butt. He's gonna try and hit him. Well, actually, let's roll con saves first. So that's the first one is a 20. He saves, but he dies. He collapses and dies from the cloud kill.
Oh, the
So
first
we don't
death.
have to worry about that anymore. Thankfully. Second guy, he's going to make a con save. Let's see if he passes. 25, he does. So that's going to be 7 points of damage. He looks really rough. The one now the one behind Lyrus. He fails, so that is now he takes the damage and also dies.
Oh, snap.
Um,
So it's weird that actually this, when you consider this is actually the leader of the Steelfist Legion is killing her own army here more so than the orcs.
yeah.
But hey, that's what Steelfist
Next,
Legion does.
then this guy, he fails, so he's going to take a decent amount of damage from that. All right, and then the last guy who's looking pretty injured, he dies no matter what. So, and he's dead. All right.
Holy crap.
So now I only have to roll for 2 Steelfist Legion soldiers to hit,
Mhm.
and they're all attacking that one guy. So, who's also looking pretty injured. So first guy, 25 to hit, he hits, and that's going to go ahead and be 5 points of damage. All right, looking really bad. And then finally, second guy, he hits, and then 7 points of damage, and he kills that orc right there. All right, seeing some death here now, and that is the Steelfist Legion's turn. Now it is the officer's turn. She is going to, I'm going to go and roll to see how much the cloud damage will do this turn. 12, 13, 17, 25 points of damage if you fail. And now, so seeing this, she's going to go ahead and use magic missile, but she's going to use it at a really higher of a level.
Oh, snap.
She's going to cast it 5th level.
Mhm.
All right. So each dart it hits when you cast a level, the spell creates 1 more dart for each level above first. So creates 4 more darts, so 7 darts total, right? Actually, she might save that slot then. She'll use a how many so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5. So she only needs to make she only needed a 3rd level slot. So she's gonna actually use a 3rd level slot instead of a 5th. So but each person is gonna take a hit. So each of the orcs are, and there gets the first one, the one that's right there. It's pretty much the only one that's undamaged on this field, I think. That is 5 damage. Force damage. So that is all right. The second guy. All right, he takes 5 more damage, and then the general, he takes 2 damage. All right, and that's the end of her turn, and I think that's it. Lyrus, your turn. Then Delilah, you're up next.
Nice. Well, obviously, there's only 2 people available now. As much as I really do need to do some more healing, I think we're all feeling a bit of pain. I think I'm going to use this opportunity to try and start to end it. So I'm going to move the 5 feet towards basically. So I'm kind of like, I want to move 5 feet back. Well, for you two left, I want to move it so that I'm next to both. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep.
All right.
And then, I will basically go to attack each one of them. Now, before I do, this is a bit of a risk. but I'm going to use a level 2 spell slot to cast Branding Smite. I'm going to put this in chat now.
All right.
Oh, that shouldn't have done that. Hold on 1 second. Next time it's okay, but that's weird because I'll put it in chat. It shouldn't have actually rolled it then, because it says the next. Basically, it's a spell that I cast. It's a bonus. It's my bonus action, and says the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, your weapon basically does 2d extra. Sorry, 2d6. So I don't know why it came up with the damage there, but ignore that. So I've cast it now. So I've now got to go for the hit. Actually, no,
Okay.
no, I won't cast that. Ignore everything because that only works for one person anyway. I'm just going to do. Yeah, I'm just going to do my regular hits, and I've still got Divine Smite that I can use should I need it. So I'll go.
Okay, so go make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. By the way.
Is that at the start of my turn, not the end?
Yes, the start of your turn.
Okay. So 20 technically.
20. Okay. You pass, so you take
7.
13 points damage because she rolled 25 on her cloud kill, so that's 13 halved, or no, it's 12 halved. Yeah, 12.
Wait. Right. Oh, I see. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yep. Done. Cool. So then
Yes, now you're good.
Yep. So I'll do my 2 attacks, which both have unfortunately not done as well. 14 and 13, which both miss, I presume.
Yeah, they both miss. So you go and they both block it with their shields. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all right. It happens. Cool. And I don't think I can do anything else because I don't have any bonus action healing. So I will end my turn there.
All right, Delilah, it's your turn now.
All right.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Fucking bollocks. All right. 14. I don't think that.
You fail, so you take 25 points of damage.
It'd be 17, wouldn't it? Or oh no, wait, was she not around when Lara's casted the thingy?
No.
She's not within
out of
10. Yeah.
range.
If she was,
Yeah.
by the way, that thing, by the way, just so you guys know for the future, I'll put it back in chat. That aura of protection is like a constant thing now level 6. So whenever you're within 10 feet of me, you can always get +3 to your saving throws. But yeah, that's only if you're in 10 feet, which Delilah hasn't been for at all.
Okay, so how much damage was that? 25?
25.
Okay.
I'll cast healing next turn.
That's fine. I'm just trying to do maths in my head and I can't do it. Calculator. Take away 25 equals. Okay.
Would you like some healing next turn?
How much health do you have left? Not a lot, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll come with some healing next turn.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, it's like that Vine of just going, like, moving the camera. It was just like guy going, okay. Okay. I am going to move to I'm gonna move over to the guy that's on the far right.
Okay, so you want to move over here?
Steelfist. No,
Oh,
sorry,
the opposite
my
direction.
right. No, to the one that's
well,
yes,
he's
that
died.
way.
Yeah, so you want to move over here?
Yeah, up 1.
5, 10, 15. Okay.
Yeah, that
20,
perfect. Yes.
25 feet of movement. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to get used to saying, like, I need to get used to seeing it from your perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna cast Shock and Grasp again.
All right, go ahead. Roll the hit.
On him
And you get advantage.
with advantage. There it is 16.
Does not hit, sorry.
What?
Yeah, they've got quite high armor class. Like, I mean, look, when you look at some of our rolls that they haven't hit today.
Yeah, so sorry.
For fuck's sake, I just took all of that fucking damage. Oh, so useless. Okay, all
Is that
right.
the end of your
Yeah, Delilah's just gonna be like simmering in rage, just like kind of like vibrating with anger now. She's just like,
Okay. Lips black,
like
veins,
Lyris against that
everything.
golem.
yeah, she
Yeah.
is. She's pissed.
All
She's
right.
very,
So
very mad.
is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. So here we go. Time for the orc general. First hit that hits with a 24. Second hit. Let's see if it hits. 16 does not hit. So ever since she used mage armor, it raised it a little bit. Then 12 does not hit, and a 24, which does hit as well. That's 4, right? I think that was 4. All right. So that now it makes 2 attacks against her. First one, 7 points of damage. Second one, 7 points of damage, so 14 points total. All right. So there we go. Okay, so 64. Now all right, there we go. And then she has to make a constitution or saving throw because she has to keep up her concentration for her concentration spell. She's beat a 10. That's soup. There we go. First roll, she fails. So there we go. Cloud kill now
Oh,
dissipates.
thank fuck.
Oof.
And that is and then she obviously fails the other one. All right. That was a pretty good turn. Take the concentration off of her because she is not concentrating anymore. And that would leave us to Aurora. Your turn.
Get him, girl.
This is gonna be using the last level 3 spell slot. Ooh.
You got some sorcery points left, haven't you? If you really needed to.
The sorcery points left. Oh no, it's level 3, not level 3. Oh no, it's level 3. Hang on, my brain's dying. Okay. Anyway, I'm using the last one. I'm going to use Scorching Ray on the 2 boys in the back. If I
Okay.
can. Please hit.
All right, go ahead.
25. 27. Not 20.
Okay. All right, so roll regular damage for the first 2. Which one did you want to hit twice?
I don't know which one's looking rough.
Both are. This one behind Lyris, it looks especially rough though. But he doesn't look like he's on death door. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do the damage. Yeah, so do the double damage to the other one.
You did double damage to the other one.
All right, so go ahead.
9.
Which is a 14.
Kills him.
A 6.
Which is
Okay.
a 11.
All right.
And a 6. Oh, that's such a bad crit roll. So then that's a 6 plus a 5. So another 11. So 22 damage in total to that guy.
Can I re-roll it? Crit roll?
And there he goes, and he dies.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter.
So yeah, you go and you impact, and the first one didn't seem to do much fire damage, but then he hits it again, and he just collapses again. And yeah, that's it.
Let's fucking go.
That's the end of the Steelfist Legion soldiers. All right.
Now, question is, before we move on to our next
Is it the end of your
rolls, Elora, end of your turn?
Oh, yes, it is at the end of my turn, indeed.
Before we move on to like our next turns potentially, or I mean, obviously the orcs will do whatever the orcs want to do in a moment. But as a group, do we want to now try and maybe convince? Because then we've still got her. We still got her charmed. Do we want to try and convince the guards to now stand down on her, and we can try and talk the rest out, or shall we just join the orcs in taking her down and be happy with the fact that we've drawn information? Well, I don't know it yet, but we've drawn information.
How much time has passed in the fight, though?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, how long has it been, Drybones, since Rhea's initial casting of Charm, considering that's an hour?
30 minutes probably. You would know. 30 minutes. So about halfway through it.
Yeah, do we want to try and convince the orcs to stop attacking her so we can kind of like discuss this all out with the charmed person? Or shall we just now turn on her, try and get rid of her, considering that we've already gained information. There's not really much more we can get from her, is there? When we consider that when the charm eventually breaks, she's going to attack us anyway.
Mm.
Like I'd say let's just join the orcs in killing her, because as in this is talking out of character a little bit. Because when the charm ends shortly anyway, she's going to do everything to attack us, if not already done anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
All right, cool. So whose turn is next, Drybones?
So, it is now who? So I think he just went. So
It was
Aurora, you
Allura.
just went and you killed. So, um, it's the orc soldier's turn. So they're gonna run over. They're gonna stay with you guys because they don't want to get in the way of like if you guys gang up on them. Well, they want Lyris to get some swings in and stuff like that. So they're gonna leave room for him actually.
Cool.
So these two are gonna take swings. First one, 15 does not hit. Second one, 22 hits. So second, this guy, she's gonna take 14 points of damage. That hurt a lot for her. All right, that is the end of their turn. Now Steelfist Legion soldiers are dead, so now that we don't have to do them. And now it is her turn, and she she is going to use.
She's still charmed against us though, so we're safe this
Yes.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has
For
no
now.
reason to hate you guys. Is it range? Yeah, it is a ranged attack. Let's see. Ooh, this is tough. Hmm.
Agreed.
Man, I don't even know what you would do. Let's see. Okay, so I think I got it. Let's see. All right, she's going to use web.
The
Ooh.
World Wide Web.
She's now concentrating again.
I'm going to do an internet.
That's a 20-foot cube. So she's going to go ahead and use it right on her.
Oh, snap.
These webs are difficult terrain and lightly obscure the area. Webs aren't anchored between two masses. Webs are over a flat surface. Each creature that starts in the turn must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs. So actually, she is going to go ahead and do it over here. So it just misses her, but includes the guy. So he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
She has to try and save. Yeah, so he fails. So he is now restrained. Otherwise, that is going to be the end of her turn. Lyris, it's your turn.
Lovely. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a turning point for Lyris. Just I think I mentioned it earlier in the recording that Lyris is a paladin at the end of the day. I've always believed in the fact that no matter how far into the depths of evil someone appears to be, there's always going to be like a little bit of light left in them. However, due to some of my background, which still technically hasn't really been spoken about much, so I'm not going to give any more away there. My bond to the Legion is one definitely of hatred, and that will sometimes kind of push me away a little bit from my paladin ideals. So due to that, it's a very cinematic moment of like, I could now just see the straight path to this, quite high up, Steelfist Legion officer. Quite. I'm also quite injured from her. From a point. I'm almost again. I'm feeling that hatred start to swell inside me from the fact that she would even dare cast, such a toxic ability against. Yes, it was against the orcs, but she has basically helped kill her own soldiers with that. So I am full of, I say full of, I'm almost having like an internal battle between my paladin ideals and my hatred right now of the Steelfist Legion and her. And in this particular fight, the hatred is going to kind of take more presence, and I'm just going to break into a sprint towards her. Now, can I get to her in 30?
Yes, you can. You can just get right to her.
Cool. And I'm just going to go for, I'm going to, as much as I even said that I need to heal my companions, that has gone out the window. I am going to go for a double slash to her back.
Guess
All right, let's go ahead and attack.
24 and 21.
They both hit. Roll for damage.
And for both of those, I'm going to cast Divine Smite at level 2. I'm going to use both of my 2 spell slots. So that's one of them. And boom, that's the other one of them. So then let's do regular damage. So the first one technically does 16 damage, and the second one does 20. So a total of 36 damage.
Woo! Okay, yeah. So she takes a huge hit, and you just carve into her back, and you can see like blood splatters everywhere, and she basically almost just falls over and gets crippled from the pain. And she has to make an 18 Constitution saving throw to keep up her web. She fails. So web is now gone, and he is no longer restrained. She is no longer concentrating, and she is no longer charmed.
Well,
the battlefield is cleared.
Yeah, so back to square one, basically. So right here, you were right here, right? No, she was like, it was like this. My bad. There we go. So yeah, that's it for
my turn, definitely.
Yeah. All right. That's it? Okay. Delilah, it's your turn, and you can see as like before, she turned on bloodshot eyes, and she looks at Lyra and she says, "You bastard." Your turn, Delilah.
I cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god.
All right, roll the hit.
2 rays right at her.
It's a higher AC because of mage armor.
17 plus my spell attack bonus is 24.
Hits.
9 plus 7 is 16.
First one hits, second one does not.
Okay. I got a 10.
Wow, okay, yeah.
Yay! I'd like to also just be like, it's nothing personal. I thought you were really pretty, but you are also kind of insane.
Okay. All right. So she took quite the beating. All right. Is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. So it's time now for the orc general to get his strikes in. He's gonna make 4 strikes against her. First one, 16 does not hit. Second one, 11 doesn't hit. Third one, 22 hits. Let's roll. All right, and then you see it's basically this orc general just proceeds to like chop her head off, and then just proceeds to cleave over and over again on her dead body, just chopping her to pieces.
Oh.
And you can see, and he just basically is like panting with like just blood all over him. And that is another general eliminated.
I mean, the first one's not eliminated. He's just having a chilled time in a basement.
All right, I'm gonna go back to my DM station, and then we'll talk about what we're doing next.
Sounds good.
Okay. So everything falls silent on the street that you guys are on. You see a mangled corpse in front of you that once was a Steelfist Legion officer, and you see the orc general just standing there with a bloodied axe, and all of you guys are panting and very, very tired at fighting such a high-level mage in your combats. Otherwise, you guys, it's still the siege is still going on, but it's soon going to seemingly lose steam as the officer's been butchered in the area. And the orc general says, "We thank you for your help. We'll go handle the rest."
Lyrus walks up to the orc, puts out his hand, and goes,
He goes and he gives you a firm ass handshake.
"Nice." I say, we appreciate your help. Hopefully, this has given you the turning of tides to secure your city, and we hope that when we return back here after our travels, we might be able to discuss some matters with you, which is of believe me, higher urgency.
Well, very well. We'll go clean up. There should be no issue.
Can we loot the bodies?
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and roll an investigation check to see what you want to find.
I mean, I'll say now that Lyrus won't. I'm just saying for the other two. Lyrus probably wouldn't
Oh,
loot it,
yeah,
but the
I'll
other two
loot.
will.
I'll try to get
I'll
up an
loot.
investigation check.
All right. So one person can roll with advantage, or two people can roll separately.
My investigation has a +3.
Mine has a 1.
Shall I search for it then with advantage then?
Go.
Yeah.
Okay. 22.
Nice.
All right. 22.
And who are you specifically searching, Rhea? The officer?
Yeah, I would put more of my energy into searching the mage, but I would probably also search for the other Steelfist Legion officers, just to see if they have any like money on them. But I would mostly be I'd be specifically searching for identification or anything that's kind of like, oh, these are your orders, or I mean, well, she told me that she got them like from Jillian herself, but yeah, I'd be searching for like something important on her body.
All right. So, you find 800 gold pieces on her. 100 silver, 800.
I'll write this down.
100 silver pieces and 200 copper pieces on her.
100 silver pieces and 200 copper?
Yes.
Holy shit.
You find a pair of darkening goggles. Make an Arcana check on them, or let's say you get her goggles. You don't exactly know what they are.
Okay. Well, can I see about the Arcana?
Yeah, make a general check for me.
18.
You recognize these as darkening goggles. They are used by drow in order to see during the daylight without disadvantage on perception checks.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Otherwise, cool sunglasses.
You find an amulet on her that was on her her chest.
Amulet. Is there anything particular about this amulet? Like, is it just like a gem?
Make another Arcana check. I just want to see how well you identify it.
Okay. 22.
You recognize this to be an amulet of health. It is a amulet that gives the user an extra. I think it was like. I think it's a. Let me see. I'll check for you. Just and you also find on her the bracers of defense. Make an Arcana check.
Braces of defense. Another Arcana check. 17.
Good checks.
Yeah, so bracers of defense, you recognize these as the user gets a +2 to AC while they're wearing these.
Oh, damn. Okay. I should be writing this down properly. I don't.
Yeah. So
okay.
So Amulet of Health.
Down.
Amulet of Health gives the user a Constitution score of 19 while you wear it.
Okay. Interesting.
And then you find a shiny gem of jade. So go ahead and roll an Arcana check for that.
What was that called? Sorry.
I only got a 12 on that one.
It's a bit murky, but you recognize this to be a spell gem. You don't know what spell is stored in it, but it's able to contain one spell from any class list. You are able to put a spell into this and then release it at a time, so that way it doesn't use a spell slot. but you
Holy
must
shit.
expend a spell slot to put it in the crystal. But then once you have it in the crystal, you lose a spell slot. So then basically, if like the next day you want to use the spell, you have like another version of the spell without using the spell slot.
So basically, you can use one spell slot today to store it, so that tomorrow you could have an extra one. If that makes sense. So you would store you basically if we were about to sleep and you still had a spell slot available, you would put one of your spells in the gem so that the next day you could use it again. Is that basically what we're getting at, Gyrones?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. And at this point in time, Rhea does not know what spell is currently in it if it's currently available.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
What?
I completely forgot about the I got a new thing from my level up, but because the way that it's been written in here, it doesn't. So when I go to my sheet and I go to my like the feats and stuff that are on the first page, all of them, like I can automatically see what they say, like the text is all there.
Yeah.
But the last one, for some reason, it only has the title. It doesn't actually show me what is there.
Even if you click it.
No, if I click it, it does, but it's because it's right at the very bottom and it's literally just like one line. I completely missed it earlier.
And what is it?
Well, it would have fucking helped.
Put it in the chat.
Starting at 6th level, you can call on your patron to alter fate in your favor. When you make an ability check or a saving throw, you can use this feature to add a d10 to your roll. You can do so after seeing the initial roll, but before any of the roll's effects occur. I could only have used it once, but it might have helped if I hadn't have,
for your
might have helped me
constitution
not
save.
take 25 damage.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We're out of the fight now anyway, and we're probably going to be resting or healing, so don't worry for now.
Or it would have helped me
So-
with a persuasion check, which meant that they would have just withdrawn out of Droda.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have had a fun fight.
But that's I think that's gonna be it for this episode. After looting the bodies, I mean, I'll say if by searching the other Steelfist Legion soldiers, apart from finding the obvious like plate armor that they are wearing, and they're wearing armor that's technically stronger than Lyrus's, but it gives you disadvantage on stealth. Up to you if you want to take that. They have their swords and shields that they have. Other than that, I would say grand total of like 100 gold on them. So you have a total of 900 gold
Holy shit.
that you've accumulated from this fight.
Very
Okay.
nice.
I have a
They don't
lot
really
of
care much
money.
pocket change, but for what they did, it added up.
Very nice.
Okay. Well.
But I would say that
ooh.
is it for this episode, guys. Thank you for sticking through this pretty long one.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping with me in all my combat, and I probably made a bunch of rule mistakes, but
Nah, it was all
what can
fine.
you do? But all right. Well, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys next time. Later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.